Okay, feel and voice. All right. Okay.
Yeah, you can see me right there too.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's what do you call this? Put this on and then put it on the gallery host view. Right, the speaker view is this one. Like when you speak, that's what they're gonna see. Right? I'm gonna log in as me.
Hi. You can hear.
Yeah. So we have to mute because we were so near each other, no?
Yeah, don't worry, I'm mute. All
Okay.
the time.
Perfect. Okay. So
I'm just sample there.
Sample there. Okay.
Yeah.
Ay, mababa pa rin, ano?
Mababa. Hindi, okay na to.
Okay na
When
to?
you sit down.
When you sit down?
Yes, ma'am.
But you can't be shown, eh. Okay lang yan?
What do you mean?
Like, di ba sabi nila, in order for you to understand your gestures, you connect, you actually...
My whole body?
Like,
I think...
Okay lang?
Ilayo natin.
There.
Ganon. Gusto
Yep.
mo ganyan?
Mm-hmm.
I think isn't there a more powerful yung facial gesture ng mukha talaga ang harap?
Yeah, I could take a picture of you right there.
What do you think is more powerful? Closer?
Hindi, I think it's yung malayo.
Malayo.
Yan.
So, ilalayo ko dito.
Okay. So yung flow. Rehearsal lang. So let's try to rehearse and see.
So, mas gusto mo ganyan?
Inisip ko kung when we rehearse.
Mas gusto mo ganyan? Makikita yung mga ano.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think. What do you guys think? Ako
Okay.
lang ano.
Either way. The lighting looks good.
Yeah, it's really clear.
Okay yung background mo, San Francisco
San
Bridge.
Francisco.
San Francisco.
I wanted to go there. I haven't been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
have to
drive
go.
when I went to LA to watch Manny Pacquiao's fight.
Nanood ka?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were there in Vegas. Actually.
And the
Natalo.
time, so Natalo, so Manalo siya. This was like last year when his house narab, diba? And we stepped at the house after the fight.
After the fight.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Di ba pati kami, anuhin ng police, nag-investigator na, sabi niya, we were at the fight.
So, do you want to rehearse now?
So, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, how do you want to welcome everybody like that when everybody's in, and then we can play the video? Hold on, share the screen. See what you guys can see, okay?
So, automatic na, no? I don't have to go there anymore. Like,
I don't know.
Yung mga lahat ng slides and
Optimize
videos.
for video clip. Hold on. I'm looking at your file kasi hindi ko mahanap at wala dito. Hold on, okay. Basic. I'll look for the file first, okay?
Sige.
Kasi ito pa yon. Where's the film boy? Dito. Ito. Save na natin doon. Okay. So there. Okay. So start from the beginning. What do you see?
I see both of you.
You see both? Do you see the screen? No.
No.
This
I
one?
don't see the screen.
Yeah, it's only the Zoom. There you go.
Okay. So share screen.
Start with... Ano ba yung
Start with
PowerPoint?
the,
Oh, yeah, we can see it now.
You can see it?
Yes.
Your screen
Okay.
sharing.
All right. So while they're screen sharing, this one will be
Ikaw ang unang
playing.
magsasalita, di ba?
This one will be playing first. Okay. Paano ko makikita? Yun ang problema. Mag-appear siya?
Yeah. You just have to
Once they
ano,
click it and then.
minimize that one.
Huh?
Minimize mo lang yan.
Minimize mo. And then, what I'm saying is that,
If we're going through the Zoom event already, don't they just come in automatically?
Oh, yeah, just like this.
Yeah.
Once they ano,
Papasok
click
ka
in.
ng papasok.
Yeah.
We don't have to
Pasok na
accept.
you don't have to accept.
You don't have to.
Okay, kasi yung iba, you have to accept. Okay. All right. So right now, what we're gonna do is share screen, and then I'll do that. You know, you haven't seen anything yet, right?
Sali ka, sis, para makita niya na pag madami. Pag madami tayo. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning.
So you want to welcome. So
Okay. And then, but you can see myself, but you cannot see me.
Yeah,
So
we
you
can
should-
see you.
We can see you.
Oh, you can see me.
Yeah, you're here. You're there.
Okay, perfect.
That's why we turn it on.
So that you
for
can
the
see
practice.
yourself so you can minimize that one.
How do I minimize this one? No, I wanna see us here.
Like everybody could read it now.
Yeah, everybody can read it. So how do I see myself? Because syempre, I wanna talk to the camera,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Magyali ka dito.
Yeah. Yun nga yung ano, minimizing lang.
More, yeah. Optimize here.
Nakikita
there you
mo
go.
na. Ayan na.
There.
Okay, there.
There.
Alright, we're good.
We're good. Okay.
Ayan, para makita. Pag papasok na siya lahat. So makikita mo na pag madami na.
Oo. Hindi, pero I want them to just put the screen. Whoever the screen is, isang screen lang.
gallery.
Gallery. Hindi, not gallery. The, yung ano lang, yung nagsasalita lang. Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
we can,
but-
but you can mute it if you.
No, you can see me, but what I'm saying is that I cannot see myself, right?
You'll see yourself
Yeah,
here.
kanina
You see
meron.
yourself
Yeah,
there.
there.
You are
Okay.
there. But you can, if anybody's talking, you can just mute
So this
yourself.
is exactly what
and-
you can see.
Yes, that's what you're gonna see
Whoever's
there.
Okay. All right, that's
So
good.
if you
Yung
want,
participants.
if you want me to talk like that, if you want me to talk,
Okay.
so you can put the screen on my thing right there, and then unmute me.
Okay.
Unmute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stay unmute.
Okay, now. Hi. So you can control everybody's talking. So you can mute all
Mhm.
of us. You can mute all of us.
Mhm. Okay.
Where do I control that?
Yeah, right there.
Here.
Mute. And then right there. Mute all.
It
It
should
should be mute all.
But the spotlight.
Oh my God.
Spotlight.
Yeah, just like it's one. Only one person will go inside the thing. Right there. Yeah, only the face is only one.
Which is good, right?
Yeah. You only like if he's not talking, only him on the screen.
Okay. Perfect. I just want to make sure that even if we do it, we can still see.
Unmute ko na.
Okay. We can still see, we can still see.
So you can control her too, because hers when she's talking, everybody can hear it. So you have to mute mute her too.
Paano bang mute all? Di ba may button dito, mute all?
Yeah, there should be a button that's mute all.
Okay, hold on. Mute all. Participants, stop recording. Mute. Ayan, mute all.
Yun.
Mute.
Dapat mute mo lahat.
Mhm.
Para isa lang ang nagsasalita.
Pero when you come in, you're already muted, right? When you come in.
No, some
Yeah,
some
so un-
people is not. So you have to mute them. Some people is
So
not.
saan nag all on?
Like if I wanted to say something, I
Yeah, you
can
have
do
to raise
look at
hand.
this, raise hands, and then you can unmute me.
Yeah, phone raised hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could
Go ahead.
unmute.
Kailangan talaga may isang ano.
Yeah, ikaw ang
Dito ka.
controller. No,
Dito
she's the
ka.
controller.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
speak. No, I have another computer.
Yeah,
Pwede
so
bang dalawang host?
Pwede
lang-
ba dalawa? Mag-control?
Isa lang ang host niyan eh.
Okay.
So only use
No,
the
dalawa ang
host.
host. Pwede akong...
Pwede mag-host.
Pwede
Yeah,
mag-host.
pwede dalawa ang host. Tatlo pa nga ang host.
Maganda.
Ayan.
Yeah, but yeah.
So the person speaking doesn't have to handle all
Yeah,
the...
Yeah, so
Okay.
ikaw ang host. Yeah.
Okay.
There, so you can, whoever wanted, like whoever raised their hands, you can unmute it and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right?
unmute mo.
Pwede
Ibig
ko...
sabihin,
Maganda
magsasalita siya.
you sit beside me siguro, Christina, so we can sit side by side.
Yeah.
Oo,
So you can
not
see
here.
my screen.
Oo, and then I can see your screen here. But I have to go to another
Your
ano.
phones.
Becky.
Ganda.
Okay.
Mahirap pag-aralan ng ano
Becky.
eh.
Zoom.
Oo nga eh. Kasi yung Zoom, ikaw lang participate pag host ka. Alam mo yun?
You have to like do all the clicking and everything.
Yeah, stop.
Right?
Especially pag marami ng participant.
Sige, I'll send it to you. Sige, and bring, who in Florida can you bring on? Because we want to have as many people coming in from Florida.
Ito.
Great.
Yeah,
Can
tsaka
you-
at least makikita
can you
mo kung sino
follow
yung
up and
nag-raise
ask them?
hands.
Mhm. O, di ba? So, hindi kasi marami tayo eh. So, I want to make sure, again, let's just put it on.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
can't make
So,
it.
So, after this video,
Oo.
So zoom naman yung
hello. And then, what if I want to be the speaker dyan? Maliit na screen or malaki?
Ano gusto mo pangalan?
Florence lang.
So, what I'm gonna do is that I can stop this, right? Stop the video, right?
Wala ka.
No, not stop the video. Stop sharing, right?
Yeah.
And then go to the speaker view. There.
Yay.
Okay, yeah.
Ano na, getting there.
Okay. Go to the speaker view. Stop the video and go to the speaker view. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I am Christina Sison.
Let's see if I can hear you also.
Sige.
Narinig ko na.
Good evening, everybody. I am Christina Sison, a Filipino-American for the last 25 years. I'm very, very grateful for your presence this evening. I'd like to start this evening by, what do you want the objectives first, right? Not the sharing, right?
Right.
Okay, objectives, okay.
You can acknowledge the video because actually the video that just showed had the objectives.
Mhm. Okay, so I would just like to acknowledge, I don't need to repeat it, right?
So true.
Yeah, okay. I would like to acknowledge the video that was just shown. For the people who just tuned in, I'd like to reiterate them. And we would like to discuss our objectives for tonight's event. It's good, right? Yeah. So, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Tonight, we'd like to raise the 5 million Phil-Am Boys. We're also going to discuss the I Am Turning Point movement. And of course, the 60-day surge in 5 swing states. Our objectives for this event. Bakit ayaw? Sorry. Sharing. Ayaw eh. There. Kasi ano eh, yung animation. Our objectives for tonight's event are as follows. We'd like to awaken the giant of 5 million Filipino Americans. Walang impact eh, pero di ba, okay lang, no?
Just say it.
We recognize the 400 years of exceptionalism in U.S. history and be inspired. Raise our voice that protects and promotes Philippine American interests. The I Am 3-step viral discipleship in grassroots initiatives. Participate and be inspired. Actually, I'm not going to mention this anymore because it's there in the objectives, you know. Okay. With that, I'd like to open the floor for everybody. Let's start sharing in the chat box right there who we are and what are we grateful for in this country. Please participate. We need your participation. Let's just we would like for you to share your experiences and how grateful you are in this US journey.
And you have to tell them where to click.
You can go and use your chat box that is located in the chat room in the middle of your Zoom.
In the middle, it's in the bottom.
In the bottom, right?
In the bottom, sign in chat room. No, bottom middle.
Just join the meeting.
So
It's in the middle.
The middle.
In your phone, it's in the middle.
on your phone.
Yeah.
Saan?
If you wanted to raise your hands.
Okay. So chat muna. So you're watching. So chat. So you have.
Because it's connecting.
Okay. So
I thought
saan yung ano yung instructions na sasabihin niya? In the middle of your if you're using a phone, in the bottom is what?
Nothing. The bottom.
So where will they
They
do their chat?
No, they can go on the other side and they can tap the speak.
Chat.
Oh, chat. Yeah, they can
So-
speak. You can just move it.
And
Tap the speak.
no, chat.
Oh, the
Chat
chat
room.
room. The
Chat
chat room.
Anong instructions are you bigyan niya? How do you get into the chat room?
Oh, here.
Okay, so no, actually on the chat room. So the messenger that you
There's a
created,
sign right
so
So
you can tell them join our cloud active. So just click on that.
there. Yeah, ayun, nakita na.
So click on that, and then
Yes.
There's a icon on the lower left-hand column.
There is a
Yeah.
chat. Yeah. Yeah,
which
there it is.
says, yeah. There's an icon
There
on
it
the
is,
lower
icon.
left-hand
So
column.
join
They can
chat
join
room.
chat room. They can
Yeah.
press them. You can just tap them and it will come out.
Ayan.
Okay,
And then if
perfect.
they wanted to say
Perfect.
something,
Yeah, they
just
can just write it down. Raise their hand.
raise their
Or
hand.
raise their hands.
Or the chats will appear, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, makikita ng lahat as it comes now.
Yeah, because they will raise their hands. They will know how to raise their
Yeah,
hands.
there, that's the Zoom room chat.
Yes,
Lumalabas.
yes, exactly.
Nice. And then as we're doing that, we have.
I need
five
internet
people.
because my phone is crazy.
Yeah.
Wala siya, ano.
Please pay first. $5 to connect. Please pay first. Yun ang ano. So, Jerry, I'm confused because you say his 810. It says raise the Philippine Boys objectives, and it says as his intro to Jerry the target. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna do this the objectives first. No, okay, all right. I'm gonna do better. Okay, I'm just thinking. You know, as we are sharing in this chat, we have asked 5 Philams to share their own journey of gratefulness. I'm gonna play a video with one of them who have taken the time to share. Like to call in Pastor Jericho Tumang.
You wanna give an intro of him?
I messaged
No.
him.
Nina.
Okay.
Nina,
Did
okay.
you see my message?
Huh?
Lumabas
My
yung
Yeah.
message there. I said hi.
Yeah.
You can see it
Yeah.
privately.
Hi, yes.
Okay, that's a good thing.
So not
Perfect.
privately, not all.
You can do
You
everybody.
can do to everybody. You can chat with everybody.
Yeah. So what do you see in the screen, guys? Do you see our presentation? No. Or still scrub sharing? Or you don't see anything yet, right?
Lagi, ano na,
Wait,
come on,
I'm here. Wait, I got up. I did myself. Hold on. Alright, there you go. Reach out. All right, I could still see you. The whole thing.
Okay.
It's still the whole thing.
The thing?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sharing your
Opening business video.
yeah.
There. So, pero ito, I wanted to, ayoko dumaan muna sila dun sa ano eh. So, I wanna skip.
the messenger.
Yeah, how do I skip wherein hindi na customized? Open. Not start from the beginning there. Okay, so I can I can do that. Hold on. Open. Sorry.
This is paid first daw yun, huh?
Please pay first.
Pay first.
Oh, okay.
$5 na po. Okay. Tapos please pay first.
Ano lang yun?
Akala ko naman.
Kakalit pa,
Akala
no?
ko yun lang.
Last one.
Guys, I have a question. Screen, and then I don't do this. Nawawala siya. You know what I mean?
You don't need to option say start and word.
Yeah. So where's the continue? Yeah. I cannot find it. Do you know where it is?
When you say stop, kahapon yung Saturday
Oo.
nandun sa upper left hand corner
Share.
ng PowerPoint.
Actually, right now, ito, I don't want dalawa. Kailangan dalawa. See? Pwede na, I guess. See, yung second objective. Awaken the sign. Everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is guys, si Rudy.
Rudy, assertion.
Assertion.
Say hi.
We're just rehearsing. You can see the rehearsal.
Hi. Hello. I think me
Yeah, I could see everybody.
my speaker's not working.
San Francisco Bridge and Japan.
Pinalitan ko din naman. My own. Look at it, I changed it.
Parehas tayo nasa Boracay.
Ayun na, yung ano, look.
No, yours is like this.
Yung my home, my life.
Yeah, that's nice.
Why is my speaker not working? Can you hear me? Good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Because it says your audio, your speaker is not working. So
Actually, the participants, they have to turn on their audio once they join.
Yeah, when they're talking, they have to unmute. So that,
all right. So all right. Sorry. So Jerry. So we go. Okay, 7 o'clock. Okay.
7 hours.
Hmm.
Kaninin.
Yeah, Wari's gonna 7 o'clock. You can text him to come because he wants to rehearse his part. Thank you guys. So what do you see? The speaker, or is it focus on the speaker, or is it focus on?
let's focus on you now.
Focus on you.
Okay, all right, okay. Just wanted to make sure Jerry has the spotlight.
So how do I shift from the spotlight to the PowerPoint?
Share screen here.
Share screen.
Here, share screen, and then this one,
Okay.
and then
Share screen.
pero bumabalik eh. So I need to make
There's
sure.
somebody's coming in. Neo. His name is Neo.
Share screen. Here. We are still rehearsing, guys. You guys should share.
They're starting in an hour.
Sharing, share screen. How do you do the layout ng slides? Ito ba yun? I'll start from the first slide. Start the show from the first slide. And then you go second slide. Okay. Ba't ganun? Ayaw bumalik sa first slide. First slide siya bumabalik, Jerry eh.
So when you go
When I
stop
stop, the chef stops to share.
share,
Okay.
and then share screen, and then ayan,
Then
Yeah,
dito sa taas.
you can see it.
Ayan o, start.
Sis, pinalitan ko ulit ng iPhone.
Dalawa, yan. Resume slideshow.
Saan yung transitions? Here?
Hindi, dun sa icon na yun.
Icon na yun.
Okay.
Start from the beginning eh.
Yeah, hindi, yung below that.
Ay, below that. Dapat dito sa kabila. Here. There. There.
Yung ba?
Oh, there.
Yan. Okay. Linigyan mo ng special icon.
Wala. Hindi ko nalagay yung special icon. Siya yun. So, if I stop the share, you wanna talk? You know, and
okay.
no,
Then go
the
back to screen to
share screen. And then go back here. And then you go resume slideshow.
Ayan.
Where you were.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So what was I? As you're sharing your chat, we have asked 5 Filipino Americans to share their journey of gratefulness. I'd like to play a video of one of them. There. Like, pero nakikita niyo yun eh, di ba? So I have to stop the sharing so that I can make sure that if I share the screen, it goes to the ones that I want.
Yeah, now I can see the screen.
Okay. So anyway, after this, it became the 3-step IM na. Parang mali ata yung una. Objectives first, and then the gratefulness
May
video.
wrap up pa. So, after that, you introduce me.
Yeah.
So you wrap up after the 5 shares.
Mhm. So who are the 5 shares? Si Dan, Jimenez, Pastor, who else? Si Judy Brown.
Judy Brown.
And then, Florence, do you want to do a sharing?
Sure.
What are you grateful for?
Yes.
Live? Okay.
You can take out Belinda and put Florence.
All right. Let's just. All right. So we're just gonna.
Naka-makeup ka pa pala? Very good.
Hindi. Minsan lang yan. Kasi syempre nakakahiya na mukha akong ewan.
Pag on stage. Very good.
Pastor Erich Tumang. Florence, how do you spell your last name again?
Mishler is Mishler.
I don't want to mess it up.
Mishler.
Yeah.
Kama.
Mishler.
Yeah. Okay.
Kama after 2 months.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay.
Good.
Save. Okay. So with that, thank you for all the sharings and your journey of greats, and we want to have our voice heard. With that, I'd like to introduce you to one of the volunteers that made this all possible. One of the, sabihin ko na lang that I want to introduce to you Jerry Perez de Tagle. George Jerry Perez de Tagle was recognized in 2018 for his humanitarian work by the United States Congress, the City of Los Angeles, and as a Freedom Medal winner in the United Kingdom, and in the Philippines as a 10 Outstanding Entrepreneur in 2009. He taught at Syracuse University, New York, at the Ateneo, the University of the Philippines, and is now a columnist for the Inquirer.net US Bureau. He's the author of 3 books and has a PhD in social change, honoris causa, and his candidacy in organizational development. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Jerry Perez de Tagle.
And I just go in. Mabuhay, everyone. Magandang gabi po. I'm very excited to be here with you. Good evening, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and the whole of the United States. So, wait. So I'll just keep on talking right now. Naka-on na ba tayo dito? Ayan. Bumabalik. O nga. So, dapat hindi mo balik. So, kailangan.
Ito, di ba?
Yung second icon.
Ha? Ito.
Saka customize ka. Yan.
Ito, yan.
Ayun.
Customize. You don't start from the what appears. How do you open it now? We don't have.
Start from the beginning.
Huh?
Yan. Yan. Start from where the show first. Yan.
Yeah, but how do you want if you don't like to start from the first?
Yun na nga. Yung finish mo.
Huh?
Yun na
From
nga.
current slide.
From
See?
current slide.
So that's a current slide? No.
Hmm.
That's not a current slide.
Okay, so let's say stop share. So I want to get out, no?
Yeah.
So ako na ito, face ko lang,
Yeah.
tama?
Mhm.
And then I want to go share screen.
Yeah. And then go.
Then I go here.
Yeah.
Or dalawa ito. Ito ba? O ikaliwa o kanan?
Hindi yung ito.
Hindi ito.
Pwede rin yan. Sige,
It's
try
the
that.
same?
Yeah, it's the same.
Dalawa.
It's the same.
So, ganun. So, wala na yung sa right. Yun na lang sa left.
Wala tayo. Ayaw.
Bakit ayaw?
Yun na nga, nagkahang siya yung... Okay, so alright. Stop sharing first. I don't have that difficulty. Sharing as well.
Yan, siguro better.
From current slide, from beginning.
Ayan
So,
pala, nandoon.
from current slide, yan.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, kunyari, you stop it, right? And then, stop share. And then, when you share it again, this one.
Wait. Nakakalito ito. Take out one. Just say with
No, I
one.
can't eh.
Ah,
I
you
can't.
can't?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't because it's
Okay,
ito,
okay.
ito.
Okay.
Ito.
So, yan ang ibig natin. Hindi yung
Yeah,
left.
oo.
Okay.
So yan, and then from current slide, where did you end?
Ayan.
From current slide.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, okay.
Again. So wala ka na dyan, di ba? You're already here. Do you see the screen?
We can see whatever you have on there. We can see the screen and we can see Jerry.
Okay, so dito ka, Jer. It's a 3-step IM, I think. Right?
Tapos na ito, di ba?
Mhm.
Dito na yan. Okay, so yun lang naman. Watch.
Ayun pala. Lumang pala.
Parang wala, makikita mo sila lahat.
And then after that, so where is Wari?
Dapat pala.
Tapos si Wari.
Makikita mo, yung mga nandyan. Yan ang mga nandyan.
Can you have a mouse here for this one? Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
but I don't have it.
There.
Ah, ito ba?
Nakita mo yan ang
Okay. How do you
Oo,
use it?
yeah. Better than nothing. Yeah.
So, ito ba? So, kung reverse, back. May back? Wala.
I don't know. There.
Hindi.
Previous. Yeah. Previous.
Right.
There.
Wait.
Previous.
Ito lang. Soft touch ba o click touch? So, walang previous sa left click.
Meron. Sa right click ang preview.
Right click.
They, like, it appears and then put previous.
Walang automatic na hindi nalalabas yun.
Let me see. Kasi I don't use the mouse here. Right, wala eh.
Wala na. So, it's just forward. Walang
You
reverse.
can do previews.
Oh, but I have to go to that screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
previews. Sure. Previews. It's not that complicated. is it?
No, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's just forward and then
offer, mag-wine tayo and everything. Gusto ko makita yung kanta kumanta si Sally. She sings and plays the piano. I mean, nobody taught her.
Wala. Wow.
She just has the ear to sing.
She wanna play like
Oo.
because I have somebody magtuturo.
Sige,
Professional.
Sige, can you refer me?
Yes,
Senior
of course.
classes. Yay! Okay, fine. I'm gonna get that ni Florence right before we end. Okay.
Alright, so I just follow this. So, ganyan lang ako. So, I know what's gonna happen. So, yung talking points ko.
Pero
And
every
after
time
that-
you do it, kasi this one, kasi distinguish, and then Attorney Wari Asarpot, I'll come in again.
Ikaw, mag-introduce.
Kasi parang, I think you should do it because
should do it,
why would
yeah.
I go in again, di
I
ba?
can do it. Yeah.
Aside from a columnist, Pag-siya Manila Mails, well-known English lawyer,
So, yeah.
or I can introduce him. Whatever you think would be the nice flow. Kunyari, nandun ka na sa flow, ikaw na mag-introduce.
Okay.
Pero pag when you say Christina, if you call me, then I
Then,
will.
upo ka dito. Tatayo ako dito, upo ka dito. Pag ganun. Sige.
Demon ka next time.
Mike, hindi ko na, kasi majority ng
Demon cuts ba yun?
You're demonizing them.
Kasama ko. Ayaw mo nga pala ng demon cuts.
Is your husband, Republican?
Hindi. Wala binuboto yun. Wala binuboto.
My husband. Yung Pennsylvania, everybody is. Because the bracket is up there now.
The
And soil.
Basta-
daw 50-50 dito.
No. I was just there.
Basta attitude ko, once it starts at 8 o'clock, it will be perfect. It's fine. Whatever we do is okay. Okay? Magpa-flow lang tayo.
You want to do it again last time?
Okay,
Yan lang yung ano. I think I'm ready. I think.
you're ready. I'm not the one that I'm not ready, so
I think you are.
okay.
Okay,
Huh?
can you check if you can see if I raise my hand again?
Can you check
Ayan, the green button there.
the green button and then you go
Sorry, wait.
Lauren raised hand, then you click it.
And I click you.
Yeah, click.
Okay, and then I,
Leave a chat.
what do I do?
You have to get
You unmute them because she
Unmute.
wants to talk.
Unmute.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Florence, you know.
So
but-
wait.
There.
Thank you so much for being here. And the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ayaw? You have to do
I
that.
have to, ayan. Yan. Now you can see me. You can hear me.
Right.
Yeah.
Left, dito.
Left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then
Ayan.
So if you have to be,
Okay.
Yeah, constant yan talaga. Kaya kailangan dalawa.
Kaya ay pag may nag-hands, kailangan makikita mo agad.
So, baka hindi ko makita.
hindi ko makita,
You sit beside me
Try mo
here.
dyan.
try ko sa po, pwede bang dalawang pwede mag-zoom? Hindi pwede, no? Kailangan another Zoom.
Pwede.
Pwede rin?
At sa phone mo, pwede ka rin doon.
So pwede ako mag-zoom what he's
Yes.
doing now.
Yes.
Try mo dyan. Pag nag-raise ng hands, i-click mo
Para
yung
makikita mo. Pagka nag-raise, parang kasi sa dami yan eh.
And then,
Baka
after
lahat
this,
nag-raise.
I go back to the screen. I see.
Okay, so I'll come in, but I'm gonna be
Ayan.
so I'm joining. Yeah. So I'm joining. But I'm gonna mute myself para hindi there. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Pero na yung sound eh.
Oh, natutulog kasi
Yeah, ano siya.
Oo. So, all right. So I can see. Can you guys chat and see whether you can?
You want me to do it again? Na mag-raise ng hand?
Oo.
Okay.
Yung mga introductions,
How
nandito
does
na,
it get,
no?
ano?
Sige
Mag-hi
na, nandiyan na lahat. Ready ka na. So,
Si Belly na wala.
I could
sige.
just say hi and then
What,
let's see.
can you
if
say
it's
hi?
safe.
Where is it? Hi. Can
Yeah,
I see?
ano ko ha? Yeah, I did it to everybody.
Hello. Yeah. So raise the hand. Can you see? Raise the hand. I did.
Raise your hand.
Raise hand. O yan, pag madaming raise hand.
Did you see my raise my hand?
Yeah, ayun. Okay.
I cannot see the raise the hand of Florence.
Nandun lang
oh, ito,
sa
nandito sa akin. Oh, and then what do? I click on it.
Oh, I'm not a main controller.
So I-
Dapat doon.
so I co-
I cannot see.
So I control, I
But I
click,
can see the chat.
oh, I clicked on it. What happened? Wala.
Wala lang. Parang she wants to raise her hand. So
They
they want
wanna
to
talk.
say something.
So,
So you bring them to the camera and unmute
oh,
their microphone.
Unmute
so where do I
yourself.
go to do that?
Yun lang.
Huh?
So you see, Florence,
Yeah, so
raised
Florence
hand.
wanted to raise the hand. So you just say
Double click.
double click. And then, okay, mute mo or,
Double
lower
click.
hand.
Or you want them to talk.
You want them to talk.
Depends. If we have time, I will acknowledge them. If
Yeah. Okay, so we can have the chat. And then I have the chat here too. I can see the chat. Nakikita mo kung sino yung
The
nag-chat.
oldest chat. Everybody can chat.
Mhm. Pero ito, ayoko na makita to.
Kasi sa pag dyan, pag ayaw makita mo screen.
Custom
mas madali talaga dito
slideshow.
sa phone, ano?
Oh.
Yung
Yeah,
slide mo.
ikaw lang na makakakita.
Ano yung
Hindi mo.
If you want to change the order, I guess that's fine. Tap on the first screen.
Ano sa
oh no, we figured that out, right? So I just press. It's what you press, right? And then.
When you want to share screen again.
I'm confused ako when I press left or right screen.
There's
Either
only
way.
one. Yeah. So
So wait,
So-
I didn't follow you. So I press left or right. Okay.
okay,
Stop
again.
share.
Stop
let me do
share.
it, let me do it. So stop share. Then okay.
Share screen.
Then share screen na.
Okay, and then you
Then
go there.
here.
Double click. Double click. Again.
Wala.
No.
Ganun lang. Okay, and then press
Okay.
it.
And then
From current slide.
current slide. Start from there. Get?
Okay.
Current slide.
All right. From current slide. Very good.
Okay. Where's Wari? Wari. Wari, do you want to come in and practice?
30 minutes.
Hi, Wari.
Hi, Wari.
Can you come in? Can you come to Zoom?
Hi, Wari.
Okay. So there's 5 million Filipino Americans in this area. We're invincible. We're invisible, rather. Not invisible. Invincible. We're invisible.
I like
Not
that.
seen.
We are invincible, no longer invisible. Maganda yan.
Now we're visible. But tomorrow are you going to that
I
to the
don't know.
bridge?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. You go. There's gonna be a lot of people that will be coming. A lot of my friends are coming.
Really?
I'll
That's
go,
good.
yeah.
Judy Brown.
Then you wanna know we promote that.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to have the groups.
Yes.
Judy, are you coming in 30 minutes? Hello?
Tell mo tayo doon.
Sabay kami ni,
Ako sabay ako kay
Janet Dixon.
Pag si
Oh.
Johnny nakasabay mo. Ako masabay
Okay.
sa atin.
Sila Tita Sally, taga dito sa
Right.
Ashburn.
Oh, yan.
Yes, register. I'll give you one lang walang registration. Ibigay padala ko sa
Madali sa
inyo.
cellphone eh, no? You can
Yeah,
just-
mas madali ang
Okay,
Cellphone
okay.
kasi is
So, padala ko sa inyo
madali
walang
na
code.
siya.
You just wait.
Ang computer
Okay.
kasi madami ang
I'm here.
Mamaya,
Okay, did you hear what I said? No. Hi. I'm here. Yes. Papadalang kita ngayon ng Zoom na. Papadalang kita ngayon. I can hear you. I'll send it to you now.
Paano yung presentation? Nakikita mo? Mag-share
Walang
screen.
internet.
Okay, perfect. So ito, ano lang, another, makita dito yung chat. So at least we can,
Yeah.
ano yung chat?
So tap to speak. Hello, hello.
It's being recorded now, right? Am I recording it?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's being recorded. Pause recording. Usually pause.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, please unmute. Okay. Gallery. Unmute. Okay. When you want to unmute somebody from the gallery.
Hi, Wari.
You have to go to
Unmute.
Please screen.
There. Can you?
Remove mo yung ano mo.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear us now.
Hi,
Yeah.
Wari. How are you? Ready to rock and roll?
Maybe we can do it
Yeah.
first.
Rehearsal. Or ano na lang. We do na lang lahat. Just flow with it. So, Wari, you want to do a rehearsal at around 8:20 approximately. Do you have the slides in front of you? Wari? Okay.
Slides?
Yes.
What do you mean slides?
Okay. I sent you the agenda. Do you have it? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look at the time. 8:20. Do you see 8:20?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that means that's you. That's the approximate time. I will start coming in at 8:10, and I have my song and dance on inspire, activate, and mobilize, and So after that, approximately at around 8:20, then I or Christina will introduce you.
Okay.
No, so maganda rin if you introduce that to
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
but to be
So-
able to do that, you have to come in from your thing, but echo eh. Oh, no, you just come here.
No, I just come. I'll
You
go
just
there,
come here.
yeah.
So what will
No,
happen?
this one is gonna be muted because this one is
So
gonna be
yun na yung
like
gagamitin.
beauty.
So dito
Oo.
na tayo. So to introduce our icon of DMV, let me call on Christina. Okay. And then
Yeah.
go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Wari Asurcon, aside from being a columnist and publisher of Manila Mail, he is also a well-known immigration lawyer in the DMV area and has done lots of pro bonos to the community. He's one of the original founding members of the Filipino American Republicans of Virginia, FARV. It is my pleasure to introduce Attorney Wari Azarcon.
Beautiful. So basically, I just want to go through with you. In my first 10 minutes, I'll be focusing on the Philippine identity as a source of pride, as a source of moving the Filipino Americans from invisibility to invincibility. I like that. We just picked up a new word. From invisibility to invincibility. Why? It is grounded on our identity of who we are and being proud of our history and our heritage in contribution to U.S. history, nation building, right? And so from there, once I'd made that point, we are all talking if you notice, the whole 2 hours that we're doing here is divided into 3 elements, which is I am. This is a 3-step model. I stands for inspire. So how do we inspire the Filipino Americans? So I talk about the history 10 minutes, and then at that point you come in, attorney, as part of the inspiration of who are we, who am I as a Phil-Am in our family, in our personhood, and in our community. That's why I notice here on the slides, if you see it, you have family, freedom, and faith. That we are naturally conservative. And with that, what is the natural home for Filipino Americans who are naturally conservative? It is the Republican Party. So you talk about the Republican Party, of how it is, because here you're basically demolishing the Democrat falsehood and fear-laden agenda, and you clarify that, given your tone of authority, and you educate the audience on what it is.
So we already spoke. Wari has about 12 minutes.
Okay.
Right, attorney?
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. We'll have it at
I was.
Sige, so okay ka na doon, Sir Wari?
Yeah, I was going to. My sort of intro is how I got to the side of republicanism.
Yes.
And then I will talk on the accomplishments of the Trump administration and debunk the claim of the Democrats that Trump is just riding on the past successes of the Obama.
Can you also touch on who we are as Filipinos in terms of our faith, family, and freedom, of who we are as natural conservatives? The logical flow we were thinking was of the person in terms of our values of faith, family, and freedom is the natural conservatism, then moves on. What is the natural home of the natural conservative, which then leads
I basically go back to my first exposure in the in American politics was during the Reagan and Carter era, where I listened to both campaigns and I filtered the messages of both of self-reliance, fiscal discipline, family values, respect for faith, which I will call it sounds like the words of wisdom of my mother. And that's how I came to gravitate to the message of Ronald Reagan. And since then, I made the Republican Party as my political home.
Okay, so that is your journey, right? If you could speak to the audience, sino ba tayo? Who are we as Filipinos? Di ba, bakit pa tayo napunta ng Philippines? Why did you go to the Philippines? We wanted to support our families here in the US and back home in the Philippines. Our basic values is really family and freedom for what we want. And some of us left the Philippines because of the lack of that freedom. And at the end of the day, we are for faith. So if you could say something about faith, 70%, 80% are Roman Catholic, and 10 to 20% are Christian. So it's like 90%, we are a population of faith. If you could say something to that. And what are our values of faith? We are for prayer. We are for the protection of life of the unborn. If you could say something about that, because that's very important. As you speak to them, as it relates to you, your personal experience and the experience of the audience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Sige, so with that, let's rock and roll 10 minutes. So you want to do a ano?
You want to do rehearsal?
A rehearsal, 10 minutes?
Okay na?
Or okay ka na?
I'll try to incorporate what we just talked about. Let me make notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So,
All right.
sige.
Okay.
10 minutes. I'll be timing it. Do you have a clock, sir? If you have
Yeah.
I
I tried to do a stopwatch to my presentation. That's why I've been cutting it to meet the 10 minutes.
So it's talking to the audience and inspiring them through your own personal story.
Yeah.
Inspire them.
Okay, let's try 10 minutes and then.
Okay, go. So, tadadan, Attorney Wari Azarcon.
The presidential campaign of Ronald Reagan versus Jimmy Carter was my first exposure to American politics. As I filtered the messages from both the Reagan and Carter campaigns, I found myself slowly gravitating to the message that sounded like my mother's words of wisdom. The message of Ronald Reagan about self-reliance, fiscal discipline, family values, respect for faith, and peace through strength really resonated in me. Since then, I have called the Republican Party my political home. I was a lukewarm Trump voter in 2016. I was drawn by his promise to appoint conservative justices to the U.S. Supreme Court who will not legislate from the bench.
Hi, I
Did
speak
not
now.
disappoint.
No.
He appointed Justices Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, brilliant and conservative jurists, to the Supreme Court. But he did more, a lot more. Using tax cuts and deregulation, he took the U.S. economy to the peak of prosperity not seen in 50 years. Unemployment rate went as low as 3.5% before the pandemic, the lowest since 1969. In September 2019, African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and people with disabilities enjoyed the lowest unemployment rates. Democrats want us to believe that Trump only inherited a great economy from the previous administration. The facts belie this empty claim. According to Phil Gramm, former chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, labor participation rate under Trump rose 1.1%, while it has fallen 4.8% under President Obama. Real median weekly wages have risen 6 times more, as much in 3 years under Trump's policies as they did in 8 years under Obama-Biden. Obama-Biden lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs in 8 years, while Trump created 480 manufacturing jobs in 3 years before the pandemic. Remember that Obama said it would take a magic wand to bring back manufacturing jobs lost to foreign countries. While past presidents played nice along with world leaders, Trump broke the mold with his bluntness. He pushed members of NATO to live up to their financial commitments to spend at least 2% for their budget, defense budget. This resulted in Canada and European allies adding $130 billion for their defense budget. Unprecedented, says NATO Secretary General. During the 2016 presidential campaign, the rise of the terrorist group ISIS was front and center of the debates. Trump destroyed the ISIS caliphate and killed its leader, al-Baghdadi. Trump also eliminated the commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, General Qasem Soleimani, suspected as the brains behind countless attacks by Iranian proxies that killed many US soldiers. Trump is the first US president to seriously challenge China. That have cost the US economy thousands of manufacturing jobs and billions of dollars from cyber theft and forced technology transfer. It takes a stubborn president to break a long accepted trade practice that left the US holding the short end of the stick. Nobody gave Trump a chance to remake NAFTA, but his tariff threat did the trick. Canada and Mexico agreed to renegotiate and came up with the USMCA, opening up Canada's dairy market to US farmers and protecting US auto workers from Mexican competition. Trump has put the United States on the road to energy independence. The United States is now the top oil producer and oil and natural gas producer in the world, surpassing Russia, thanks to an energy-friendly administration. No president in the last 50 years has been more focused in defending the integrity of the nation's borders. Those who belittle his efforts in building the border wall as xenophobic are not serious about stopping illegal drugs and human smuggling. Promoting legal immigration is not anti-immigration. For good measure, Trump rebuilt the military with more than enough firepower to deter aggression by our adversaries. Trump has been faulted for purported character flaws by his critics. But if good character were the measure to elect the president, Joe Biden would certainly not meet the bar. I find Tara Reade's story of sexual assault credible, as there were at least 2 corroborating witnesses who were told of the incident on or about the time it allegedly happened. If the Me Too movement were not drowning in hypocrisy, they would have cut off Joe Biden's naughty finger. Biden's vow to reverse Trump's 2017 tax cuts scares me. Although it is set to expire in 2025, a Democratic victory in 2020 could end it sooner. Trump wants to make it permanent. The Trump tax cuts doubled standard deductions and increased estate tax exemptions to 11.5 million. In addition to raising individual income taxes, Biden seeks to raise corporate income taxes from 21 to 28%. It doesn't take a genius to see that this will have negative impact on profitability and consequently reduce stock value. You should be worried about your retirement nest egg. To get progressive support, Biden now is embracing the Green New Deal with an estimated cost of $2 trillion. What has happened in California after the state aggressively cut down the use of coal, nuclear, and fossil fuels, then shifting to wind and solar energy, massive rotating power blackouts. US states that have generated the most solar and wind energy have seen their energy costs significantly rise above the national average. It is like an undeclared income tax that impacts heavily on the low-income people. I'm looking for a leader with a backbone. Intimidated by the Black Lives Matter movement, he said in a TV interview that he would be willing to redirect police funds. another way of saying defund the police. This anti-police rhetoric has led to breakdown in law and order in Democrat-run cities. Now we are faced with two choices: President Donald J. Trump or Joe Biden, the brass-talking executive whose ego is bigger than Mount Rushmore, versus an amiable politician with a genteel personality. I would not vote on personal demeanor, as we are not electing a pope. We need a focused leader who can bring back the economy from the depths of despair. Trump has once taken us to the peak of prosperity. He knows the road to get there again. I have seen Trump 3.5 years in office. Joe Biden has been a politician for decades. Biden has delivered speeches. Trump has delivered results. I'll go for Trump.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Attorney Wari. So how do I get in back?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I clicked twice.
mhm.
Right. So thank you so much, Attorney Wari, for that inspiring and fact-laden presentation of what what your thinking process was to make you come to that decision.
I think we have to be ready. We're 5 minutes.
Right. So we're gonna be starting Wari in 5 minutes. So
Okay.
anything else you want to say, Wari, or you're okay?
All right. Well, I was going to, but it would really exceed 10 minutes if I were going to
Okay.
talk more about.
We're gonna hear to influence voters. I
Right.
think.
Oh,
Yeah.
the important thing is you can read what you want to say, but it's also good to have eye contact. If you can speak straight to the camera, you are like just having a conversation. That's all.
Okay.
There's a power to that.
Okay.
So yeah, but however you want to go, it looks very good and great, and so we'll be fine. So we're gonna be signing off now in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think we should sign off now in terms of our rehearsal.
Okay.
And
And then
we-
we're gonna play the
We'll just play the loop in the
The
next
loop,
5
okay.
minutes.
yeah.
So
Okay.
do we go
Share
share
screen.
screen
Okay.
and then ito,
Yeah.
and then we go from beginning.
Yeah.
Double click.
Start from beginning. Yeah. Start from beginning.
Hindi naman start from beginning yun.
Mhm.
Okay, pero hindi
One.
siya naka-loop. Anyway, click
That's
na
okay.
lang natin. Banda ron, banda rito.
There's too much static. Yeah, the system charges me. Okay. Do you hear me? Yes.
Is there static? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Great. Okay, please mute your phones and your computers because we're experiencing some sound issues. But welcome, everybody. I am Christina Sison, a Filipino-American for the last 25 years, and I'm very, very grateful for your presence this evening. As we are celebrating us being Filipino-American, we'd just like to enumerate our objectives for this evening. I would like to share it with the group, and then we'll have some audience participation. Okay? Can everybody sees the screen, right? Okay. So our objectives are to raise the Filipino-American voice, especially in this election. And of course, explain the I Am Turning Point movement and also the 60-day surge in 5 swing states. The objectives of this Zoom meeting is, number one, is to awaken the giant of 5 million Filipino Americans. Recognize the 400 years of exceptionalism in US history and be inspired. Raise our voice that protects and promotes Filipino American interests. And the I Am 3-step viral discipleship in grassroots initiative. Participate and be inspired. With that, I'd like to call on everybody to go and share in their chat. What is it that you are grateful for in this country? There's a chat box there. You can share your ideas and say what are you grateful for in the United States? Please, let's have this dialogue. Okay. Freedom and liberty. Vincent Medina said freedom and liberty. Okay. Freedom to assemble and petition. Rejoice Abria. Sheila, opportunities. Freedom to assemble and petition and opportunities. Okay, great. Okay, so we have a lot of things to be grateful for in this country. I would like to share a video by one of our friends, Pastor Jerry Katumang. I would like to share this video. I hope it will have good audio. Hold on. But before I'm doing that, I'm just want to say that Peter said that I lived and studied in many countries. The USA is totally free to do what you want to do. Grateful for our military. American dream is attainable no matter the obstacles. That's great. So let's just continue to share that to everybody. Let me go and play a clip from one of our volunteers. Hold on.
Is that Christine?
Yes, go ahead. I'm gonna play you.
How are you?
Who's this? Yeah.
This is Jane from Las Vegas.
Oh, great. Hi, Jane. Yeah, we're gonna play a
Good
video.
to see you again.
Yes, definitely. We're gonna play a video now of the personal gratefulness video of one of our volunteers here in Northern Virginia. I hope you like it.
I'm thankful for the greater opportunity given to me and my family to have a better life.
I'm grateful for America's security, protection from the military,
technology, diversity and unity, the right to a free public education in America,
to own and to run your own business.
I am grateful for the protection of my rights by the Constitution and Declaration of Independence.
I am grateful of the many privileges we have here in the United States.
Freedom of speech, religion, press, the right to petition the government.
To gather as a church and learn from pastors how to become a good citizen.
What I'm most grateful for in this country is freedom, but more specifically religious freedom, because I get to worship God freely.
Being able to express our faith.
To serve the Lord without the fear of being persecuted.
I'm grateful for my freedom.
Good evening, I'm Pastor Jericho Tumang of International Bible Baptist Church here in Falls Church. The Bible says in Proverbs 14:34, righteousness exalted a nation, but sin is a reproach to a people. What am I most grateful for about this country? We can say equality, freedom, opportunity, but all of these are just a result of biblical righteousness. Yes, there was a time America stood by the Bible says. There was a time that America had to be. And because of that, the Americans, a missionary were sent to the Philippines, funded by American believers. And many Filipinos heard the gospel. Life changed, reconciled back to God. And I'm a result of the generation of American missionary. I'm here to state because I need to be on what I have to say on biblical righteousness. And thus, and the result of that will be to equality, to freedom, and to opportunity. God bless America. May God bless President Trump.
May God bless President Trump. God bless us.
It's terrible, Odie. You don't understand it? Okay, I'm gonna share the video to everybody. Can you guys hear me okay now? Okay, please mute yourselves. Yeah, so we can, please mute everybody to minimize the choppy sound. Okay, all right. So now I would like to call in some volunteers who'd like to speak about what they're grateful for in this country. Maybe I'd like to call in Florence Mishler. Florence? Okay, where's Florence here? Okay, hold on, yeah. Go ahead, Florence, hold on. Can I see you? So we have a lot of people here. Go ahead, Florence. Hold on.
I'm grateful for being able to wake up without fear. This is actually really big life. I didn't win a lottery, but I did wake up yesterday with the best country.
Hold on, Florence, okay? Yeah. Hold on, please. Okay, we just wanted to make sure that we get you. Okay. Florence, can you just come here? Hold on. We'll just invite Florence here to speak in our Sorry, we're having an issue. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Okay,
I am grateful for this country, of course, for the opportunity and the safety and security, being able to wake up without immense fear. Fear freezes up to really live life. I didn't win a lottery, but I did wake up every day in the best country in the world, and that's kind of the same. So grateful for the opportunity and freedom to vote as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Florence. Because we have a lot of people in the call, it's your turn, if you could raise your hand so I could put you on spotlight, please. Thank you. All right. So the next one to share is Dan Jimenez. Dan, are you on the line? Let me see.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Dan, if you could raise your hand, that would be great so I could put you on spotlight. Okay, perfect. Okay. Sounds great. All right. So, okay. Please welcome Dan Jimenez. Go ahead.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, mga kaibigan. I have lived in the United States of America for more than half of my life, and it's been one hell of a ride so far. Of course, it did not start easy. I was a lieutenant in the Philippine Navy, graduating from the Philippine Military Academy in 1977. Whatever job I thought I was very much qualified, wanted local experience. My military background was of no use. So I took whatever job that would pay the rent and put food on the table. I delivered newspaper in the early morning, was a courier during the day, and delivered pizzas in the evening. On the weekends, I did double shift as security guard. Within 6 months, we were moving into a 2-bedroom condominium unit, the first of 4 properties we would procure for the next 20 years. In 1991, my wife restarted her interrupted medical career. She reviewed, took all the tests, underwent residency in Georgetown, then specialty in Johns Hopkins, and landed her first job with Shepherd Pratt and Kennedy Krieger Institute. In 2000, she started her private practice, and I had to give up the driving school we started to concentrate on managing the practice and learning all the nuances of billing, insurance, and patient relations. Add to that all the regulations we had to comply to. 20 years after the practice, as my wife, as the medical director, a nurse practitioner, and 4 therapists. She wears 2 other hats as medical director of psychiatry of Montgomery Crisis Center and psychiatry chair of MedStar Montgomery. Our kids are all grown up, scattered all over. An artist in Santa Monica, a lawyer in London, and a bachelor living his own life in Wisconsin. I keep a blog about life and non-essentials on the side. We have achieved the dream of America offered. Traveled to dozens of countries, supported and initiated charities, and more. Facing the twilight of our years, we will do our best to retain the America we found and hope to bequeath to immigrants who will mass and keep on coming. A land of opportunity and unlimited potentials, governed by law and order, and affording the pursuit of happiness and most of all justice for each man, woman, and child. This land should be truly a democracy, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Maraming salamat, mga kaibigan.
Thank you very much, Dan. That's such an inspirational story. And thank you very much for sharing all the gratefulness chats that has been coming our way. We Filipino Americans are very, very grateful, and it's good that we are gathering together to voice out this gratefulness with everybody. Now, to to start this, now we're here to raise the Philam voice. I'd like to introduce somebody who has volunteered his time and of course resources and volunteerism to really help Filipino Americans get organized throughout the United States. Oh, well, I would like, but we have one more video, by the way. I'm sorry, one more person that would like to share their gratefulness. Sorry about that. I'd like to call in Miss Judy Brown from Nevada.
Raise your hand.
Please raise your hand, Judy. Okay. All right. Okay. I can't find Judy. Maybe she is. Judy, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll just come back to her once we
I don't think she's on yet. I don't see her.
You don't see her? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So let's move on. I'd like to get on with our agenda. I'd like to introduce to you our next speaker. Our speaker, again, is somebody that has helped us do the framework and get organized in different parts of the United States for Filipino Americans. Again, this is just very volunteer. All of us are volunteering our efforts because we believe in this great country. I'd like to introduce George Jerry Perez de Tagle. Jerry is recognized in 2018 for his humanitarian work by the United States Congress, the City of Los Angeles, and is a Freedom Medal winner.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
This is Judy Brown. I've been trying so hard to get in. I have a discrepancy in my phone that I couldn't get the video to work and anything to work. So I just...
Yeah, all right. So you're here. Hi, Judy. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
So
please say hello to everybody in the East Coast and all over the United States.
Oh, hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I had this difficult time trying to sort this out. Sorry.
Okay. All right, go ahead. The floor is yours, Judy. What are you most grateful for in this country?
Number one, I'm very grateful that God brought me to the place called America, United States of America. It's miraculous to be here. I'm very grateful for a very decent, simple life. I'm very grateful that that God has provided me everything I need, especially the people and the friends. And the number one is the gratefulness in my heart is the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. So I think those are just our basic necessities, and we are not going to allow the Democrats to destroy that.
Yes.
Amen. So
That's good. That's good. Okay, great. Thank you, Judy, for sharing that. And then we'll get back to you later. But it's nice to meet you. And
nice to meet you.
All right, great. Okay, so now we are going to introduce our next speaker. Again, Jerry Perez de Tagle was recognized in 2018 for his humanitarian work by the United States Congress, the City of Los Angeles, and is a Freedom Medal winner in the United Kingdom, and in the Philippines was one of the 10 outstanding entrepreneurs in 2009. He taught at Syracuse University, New York, and at the Ateneo, University of the Philippines, is now columnist for Inquirer.net US Bureau. He's the author of 3 books and also has a PhD in social change, honoris causa, and candidacy in organizational development. I'd like to welcome Jerry Perez de Tagle.
Hey.
Mabuhay. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Yeah, you made this happen. You made it awesome. I believe we have more than 50 people in this Zoom call. So welcome everyone. I believe in the next hour and a half, we have a lot of things that we will be talking about, which I truly believe is historic. That's how I see what we're doing this evening. So why is it historic? First of all, don't you like our background view, does it not remind you of beautiful Boracay? Being back home, right? So I invite everyone, when there's no pandemic, we should go to Boracay, okay? So I am truly excited to be here this evening with you. And what we'll be talking about is, I believe, can make a major historic difference. Did you know that we are 5 million strong here in the United States? There's 5 million Filipino Americans. And if we count all of that, we see an opportunity, because at the same time, how many of the 5 million are really participating? How many of us are being heard? How many of us can make a difference, especially in the coming election on November 3rd? We, the Filipinos, I see, can make a historic difference, can leverage our numbers, and can actually make the difference in who will be the next president, maybe of who will be elected in our country. As a short background to myself, I became an American citizen around 35 years ago, and I've been living both in the Philippines as well as in the United States. So how do we work with our community, this 5 million strong? How do we create an opportunity to get us moving and get us going? So this evening, I'll be talking about a 3-step process. It's called the IM process. And here, I am inspired. But what you might say, or I'll pose it as a question, who do you think is the biggest historical, most successful networker in the world in human history? Who do you think? Well,
Jesus.
Awesome, yes. People say it is Jesus Christ. So whether you're Christian, Catholic, or whatever, looking at it from that perspective, what did the biggest, most successful networker in the world do? He had 3 things that he did. He had an inspiring message. That's one. And then second is he had an activation of his disciples. Remember, he started with his disciples. And with his disciples, I'm gonna show this slide. Yeah. It shows. So here, there were 3 things that the world's greatest, most successful networker did in the world, right? He inspired. And so we'll be talking this evening about how we can inspire who I am, how we can move from being invisible, let's say, to standing tall. And then the second thing that was done was that he activated 12 disciples. So we'll be talking about here, can we use that same principle that we create a discipleship, viral discipleship in the country in the next 60 days and create what's called as 300 Phil-Am Spartan leaders in every city and state and mobilize within the next 60 days. That's what we'll be talking about. That's what we're looking at. All right? And part of this process is I'll be talking about what can we do in the next 60 days, because 5 million of us, and there are 17 battleground states, right? How can we make a difference? Well, of these 17 battleground states, there are 5 specific states wherein there's a sizable number of Filipino Americans. And so we're calling this the 5 swing states. So we're focusing here, if we could inspire Filipino Americans, activate them and mobilize them, is what I'll be talking about this evening. So first, inspire. How do we inspire? I start off by looking at our identity. How can we stand tall instead of being invisible? Well, I start off by saying that we have an exceptional 400-year Phil-Am history wherein we as Filipino Americans have helped actually in U.S. nation building. Do you know, for example, who are the founders or key explorers who first explored California? In 1587, 2 explorers first came down. Did you know that? In Morro Bay in California. Of course, at that time, it wasn't known as California yet. But in 1587, 2 Filipinos went down from the ship and were the first two people to land from a Spanish galleon in 1587. So if you go to Morro Bay, you will see a marker right there. So isn't that amazing? Before the pilgrims arrived, nandito na po tayo. We are already here. So I like that vignette of history. And then in 1812, Manila men fought together in the U.S. War of Independence. I believe George Washington, I suppose, in 1812's War of Independence against the British. So we were there hand in hand in creating this nation. And then in the Civil War of 1861, Filipinos were fighting shoulder to shoulder. And of course, in World War II, in 1942, Filipinos were there. A Filipino regiment, actually, a whole full Filipino regiment was created, and this was in California. And then if you look at the history of our contribution to nation building of this country, there were anti-racist struggles in California from the 1929 to the 1930, and how we made a difference right there. Okay. And workers' rights in the 1930s to the 1970s was there. Okay. Right. In the 1930s and 1970s, fighting for the farm workers' rights. Nandun po tayo. So what am I saying here? Especially for the millennials, the young people, but even for the not so young people, it's discovering, if we already know it, it's acknowledging this greatness of who we are, given the very strong historical, cultural, military, economic ties of the last 120 years between the US and the Philippines. We have been there, and we have had tremendous contribution. Present time, what are our contribution? Hold on. We have contributions in healthcare. We are the pandemic frontliners, right? The nurses, the doctors, the business people. We are very good in business. Actually, a Filipino American is one of the youngest billionaires, and in technology as well as entrepreneurship. Military. We're very proud of Filipino Americans, not only in the last 400 years, but in the recent time. For example, I'm always amazed that there are 11 nuclear carriers in the US Navy. And did you know that the commander, captain of one of the aircraft carriers is a Filipino-American, Captain Ronald Ravelo. That is amazing. So we are contributing in the military, in arts. Bruno Mars, as an example, isn't he awesome? And there's so many Filipino Americans who are right there in media and shaping culture. They're Filipino Americans. Of course, in sports, we have a resident Manny Pacquiao, who is a global icon, not only in the US, but all over the world. So it is from this base what I'm trying to say. If we are to awaken Filipino Americans, maybe many of us, when we started here, we just wanted to lie low, di ba? We just wanted to work hard, make good money, and you saw from the sharings of how we have been very successful. And usually in a short amount of time. This is a tremendous, beautiful country, the United States. We have been successful, we are contributing. And what we want to do is awaken people who are not fully participating. How can we awaken them? What we're saying is we have a legacy of the last 400 years. We have a contribution. We have something to share. And so let's rise up stand tall instead of being invisible. Let's become invincible, is what we're saying. Okay? So at this point, I want to call on, given this background of history of our identity, let me introduce to you, we have a renowned contributor who will share this evening. Let me introduce you to Attorney Wari Azarcon. He is a columnist and publisher of the Manila Mail. He is also a well-known immigrant lawyer in the DMV and has done lots of pro bonos to the community. He's one of the original founding members of the Filipino-American Republicans of Virginia. So let me introduce to you his own story to inspire us as Filipino-Americans and his own choices as a Filipino-American in the present political scene. So let's call on Attorney Wari Azarcon. Wari, you're on.
You hear me?
Yes.
All right. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. The presidential campaign of Ronald Reagan versus Jimmy Carter was my first exposure to American politics. As I filtered the messages from both campaigns, I found myself slowly gravitating to the message that sounded like my mother's words of wisdom. The message of Ronald Reagan about self-reliance, fiscal discipline, family values, religious liberty, and peace through strength really resonated in me. Since then, I made the Republican Party my political home. I was a lukewarm Trump voter in 2016. I was drawn by his promise to appoint conservative justices to the Supreme Court who will not legislate from the bench. He did not disappoint. He appointed Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, brilliant and conservative jurists, to the Supreme Court. But he did more, a lot more. Using tax cuts and deregulations, he took the US economy to the peak of prosperity not seen in 50 years. Unemployment rate went down to as low as 3.5% before the pandemic, the lowest since 1969. In September 2019, African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and people with disabilities enjoyed the lowest unemployment rate. Democrats want us to believe that Trump only inherited a great economy from the previous administration. The facts belie this empty claim. According to Phil Gramm, former chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, labor participation rate under Trump rose 1.1%, while it has fallen 4.8% under President Obama. Real median weekly wages have risen 6 times as much in 3 years under Trump as they did in 8 years under Obama-Biden. Of course, this was before the pandemic. Obama-Biden lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs in 8 years, while Trump created 480,000 in 3 years before the pandemic. Remember that Obama said it would take a magic wand to bring back manufacturing jobs lost to foreign countries, mostly to China. While presidents played nice to get along with world leaders, Trump broke the mold with his bluntness. He forced members of NATO to live up to their financial commitments to spend at least 2% of their budget for defense. This resulted in Canada and European allies to add 130 billion more to the defense budget, unprecedented, says the Secretary General of NATO. During the 2016 presidential campaign, the rise of the terrorist group ISIS was front and center in the political debate. Trump destroyed the ISIS caliphate and killed its leader, al-Baghdadi. Trump also eliminated the commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, General Qasem Soleimani, suspected as the brains behind countless attacks by Iranian proxies that killed many US soldiers. Trump is the first president to seriously challenge China's trade practices that have cost the US economy thousands of manufacturing jobs and billions of dollars from cyber theft and forced technology transfer. It takes a stubborn president to break a long accepted trade practice that left the US holding the short end of the stick. Nobody gave Trump a chance to ever remake NAFTA, but his tariff threat did the trick. Canada and Mexico agreed to renegotiate and came up with USMCA, opening up Canada's dairy market to US farmers and protecting US auto workers from Mexican competition. Trump has put the United States on the road to energy independence. The United States is now the top oil and natural gas producer in the world, surpassing Russia, thanks to an energy-friendly administration. No president in the last 50 years has been more focused in defending the integrity of the nation's borders. Those who belittle his efforts in building the border wall as xenophobic are not serious about stopping illegal drugs and human smuggling. Promoting legal immigration is not anti-immigration. For good measure, Trump rebuilt the military with more than enough firepower to deter aggression by our adversaries. Trump has been faulted for purported character flaws by his critics. But if good character was the measure to elect a president, Joe Biden would certainly not meet the bar. I find Tara Reade's story of sexual assault credible, as there were at least 2 corroborating witnesses who were told of the incident on or about the time it allegedly happened. If the Me Too movement were not drowning in hypocrisy, they would have cut off Joe Biden's naughty finger. Biden's vow to reverse the Trump 2017 tax cuts scares me. Although it is set to expire in 2025, a Democratic victory in 2020 could end it sooner. Trump wants to make it permanent. The Trump tax cuts doubled standard deductions and increased estate tax exemptions to 11.58 million. In addition to raising individual income taxes, Biden seeks to raise corporate income taxes from 21 to 28%. It doesn't take a genius to see that this will have a negative impact on profitability and consequently reduce stock value. You should be worried about your retirement nest egg. To get the progressive support, Biden now is embracing the Green New Deal with an estimated cost of $2 trillion. To get what has happened in California after the state cut down the use of coal, nuclear, and fossil fuels. Massive rotating power blackouts. US states that have generated the most in solar and wind energy have seen their energy costs rise significantly above national average. It is like an undeclared income tax that impacts heavily on the low-income people. I am looking for a leader with a backbone. Intimidated by the Black Lives Matter movement, he said in a TV interview that he would be willing to redirect police funds. Another way of saying defund the police. This anti-police rhetoric has led to breakdown in law and order in democratic-run cities. Now we are faced with two choices: President Donald J. Trump or Joe Biden, the brass-talking executive whose ego is bigger than Mount Rushmore, or an amiable politician with a gentile personality. I would not vote on personal demeanor, as we are not electing a pope. We need a focused leader who can bring back the economy from the depths of despair. Trump has once taken us to the peak of prosperity. He knows the road to get us there again. I have seen Trump in 3.5 years in office. Biden has been a politician for decades. Biden has delivered speeches. Trump has delivered results. I will go for Trump 4 more years. Maraming salamat. Magandang gabi.
Bravo,
bravo.
Thank you so much, Attorney Wari. That's very inspiring. They like to request your speech, so we will email everybody the speech that you have. Everybody was is in the chat room trying to request it. Thank you very much for your thoughts. This would actually help us in sort of influencing the independents who are up the fence, you know, and decide to vote Republican. All right, so with that, I'd like to also share a story of the Phil-Am Turning Point, what they call it. Filipino Americans that have expressed their views now openly, whereas before they're just silent. And I'd like to share a video of Sheila Bustamante, who's also here in the call right now. She's a nurse, an influencer, and a good friend. Would like to share her her story. Hold on, let me just put it on. Okay. Present, show me slideshow. There. Okay. I hope, please excuse the video. Please mute everybody so we can hear her. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheila Bustamante. I am married. I have 2 wonderful children. I've been a nurse for 24 years, and I've been a financial coach for 3 years. And I'm supposed to talk to you guys about my turning point. Now, I was never the one to be very interested in politics, nor did I care enough, because I knew, coming from the Philippines, that politics is dirty. Now, though I am conservative, and I've always voted mostly on the Republican ticket because I am pro-life, and I have a strong faith. And like I said, I have very conservative views. I voted for Donald Trump because he was running under the Republican ticket. Now, I didn't really know much about him except that he was a billionaire and he had a lot of friends in very powerful places. And I just didn't understand why the mainstream media and all his friends, so-called friends, were demonizing and vilifying him after he just announced that he was running for the presidency. It didn't sit well with me, and I was quite intrigued. So I started really digging deeper, and I started educating myself, and I looked at facts. And guess what? Boy, I was in for a rude awakening, which is I found out the truth, that everything that they have portrayed him to be as such is completely untrue. And I've seen the Democratic Party has leaned very far left, and they're very radical, and they're working 24/7 to unseat our president. And I also stumbled upon the Walkaway campaign, which has testimonials from people who used to be Democrats and they have walked away from that party. And now I've come out openly as a Trump supporter because I think my family president really is doing for this country. He's a true patriot, and I definitely want to make sure that this country is constitutional. That's my story, and I'm glad to listen to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheila. And that was very inspiring, because what we're saying here is that Americans, many of us maybe have been under the radar, many of us, not one of them well and good, but how can we bring out so many Phil-Ams that are under the radar? How can we bring them and really raise the Phil-Am voice? Now, to a very inspirational speaker, a Filipino-American who has been very successful in making a difference and actually showing it, right? And so I'm very proud to introduce right now an actual mayor from Brunswick, Ohio, who is on his second term, was elected. And he will speak about what can we do to address the situation of Filipino Americans in government, in national, federal, state, city, and move from invisibility and non-engagement. What do we do exactly? How can we focus on voter registration for Filipino Americans? So for this, let me call on Mayor Ron Falcone.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. My name is Ron Falcone. I'm the mayor of Brunswick, Ohio. Brunswick is a town probably about 35 minutes south of Cleveland. I'm like many of you. I've become involved in. I've always been interested in politics ever since I was young. I volunteered in various races from city council to state senator to governor, congressman, you name it. I probably volunteered because I became so interested in it. But about 12 years ago, I decided to run for office myself, and I ran in a race in 2007, and I poured my heart and soul into that race, and unfortunately I lost. I ran for city council, ward city council race. And then literally a few weeks after I lost, there was a vacancy on city council, but it was an at-large. It means it represented the entire city. So I applied for that, and I competed against 14 other people, and I was lucky enough to be selected. That was in 2008. 2009, I decided to run. I decided to run to keep. Wanted to keep the seat. So then I was successful in that. In 2013, I decided to run for mayor. And then 2017, I ran for re-election. I'm not up again until next year, 2021. But ever since my involvement in politics has been a very rewarding one. And I have always been very, very attuned to our party. As a Filipino, the Republican Party is just a natural fit for me, and I believe for all of us. Our Philippine values include, making sure that we believe in God, we believe in our country, our family. We have conservative values. We want to make sure that we work hard. We take care of our children. We take care of our families. It's a natural fit for all of us. The party has always been, I found the Republican Party to be a very natural place where I could express myself and my beliefs. People are always saying, at least in past elections, well, the candidates seem very, very similar to each other. Guess what, guys? In this situation, it's absolutely not true. The differences between the two candidates are very stark. On one side, you have President Trump, who represents, in my view, freedom, democracy, economic prosperity, America first foreign policy, anti-socialist agenda, law and order, of course, God, family, and country. And on the other side, you have Joe Biden, who really you know, he's really basically a puppet of the left. And what he's done is he's basically been commandeered by the far left wing of the Democratic Party. And they are trying to push their own agenda by electing him, of course, with their allies in the media. You know, my parents actually came here to the United States back in 1967. They met at the U.S. Embassy applying for visas to come over here. Okay, and I know that many Filipinos and perhaps many of you are involved or were involved in the medical field. Maybe you're physicians or you're doctors, medical technologists or nurses, or you're involved with some manner of the medical field. But you know, since the 50 plus years since my parents first set foot here in the United States, they came here also with many others in their classes, people who are around their age also. They've come here, they've settled here in America, whether it's the West Coast, the East Coast, or in the Midwest, like my parents have. You know, I think it's part of the natural progression of us, the natural progression of all of us as Filipino Americans, to move and to expand to the different occupations that there are here in the United States. You know, and one of those occupations really is politics. It's really important that all of us get involved. All of us, you know, find out who your mayor is, your city council people, your congressmen, your senators, your governors. Find out all of them, and always remember that they work for you. They are representatives of you. So don't be shy to question them. Don't be shy to ask them questions. Don't be shy to say that they're doing a good job or criticize them when they're not doing a good job. Believe me, my constituents don't have that problem at all. They contact me, and what's one of the great things about being a local politician is you get to see your constituents basically at the local level. I see them at church. I see them when I'm at the grocery store or I'm at a restaurant or wherever. They tell me the things that I'm doing right. They also tell me the things that I'm doing wrong too. And that's the way that government should be. And I would like all of us Filipinos, and especially I know that I want to thank you to Christina for giving me the opportunity to NGR to give me the opportunity here to speak. But you know what we really need to do is we can get to know, like I said, get to know who our representatives are, and we really need to get more involved in politics. And I'm thankful for this opportunity for you I'm thankful for the opportunity that you've given me to address all of you. I also want to invite all of you also on this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Herman Marder and I know that there's other people here also. I think Veli is also here on the call. We're part of the Asian Pacific Americans for Trump, and we're hosting a pre-party event for the convention activities a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So I'll be sending out a Zoom link here also. And once again, I want to invite all of you there. I'll stay on the call for a little bit longer here, and I'll answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And that was totally inspiring, because you are a man of action. You are a man that not only speaks, but actually has the action to really move. So given that inspiration, how can we make a difference in this election? It's coming up very soon. And so what I'm presenting this evening is, yes, we can make a difference. And I'd like to present a framework. I'm calling it a 60-day surge strategy. In the next 60 days, if we could all move together, make a difference, and create a surge. You know what a surge is? It's a focus of our resources, our time, our attention in making a historic difference in the United States, in our country. And then in 5 swing states. Why 5 swing states? Because we Filipino Americans Did you know that we have 204,000 PhilAms in Texas, 168,000 in Nevada, 158,000 in Florida? In Virginia, we are 117,000. This is according to the census from a few years ago. So it's possible that we may be close in Virginia to be around 150,000, and then in Arizona, 75,000. So what am I saying here is if we can focus in the next 60 days in these 5 swing states using 3 steps. And what are the 3 steps? I outlined it at the beginning. Is the I am principle. You might say it's a Jesus principle. It's a very effective process. Basically is to speak out and inspire, the first step. And so this whole last 45 minutes has been inspiring us. That has been the goal from our experience of who we are in our identity as Filipino Americans. So we inspire and demolish untruths about the president, about the Republican Party, and provide the truth of what really is there. That's part of the inspiration. And then when we inspire, what did Jesus do? He activated 12 disciples, right? And so if all of us, each one of us, there's more than 50 of us in this group Zoom right now, each one of us were to get inspired and share it to 12 other people tonight, next week, tomorrow. And then these 12 people will do the same. What do you think will happen? A viral dissemination will occur. Now, the third thing in the I am is after you inspire, you activate. And then the third step is you mobilize. And so what we'll be talking about later on is we mobilize ourselves in our cities, in our states. And we cannot do it alone. We create activities and events. This is the 3 steps of this 60-day surge strategy in 5 swing states. So that's why we have representatives this evening, not only from Virginia and Maryland and DC, but we have representatives from all over the country because that is the goal. We cannot do this alone. So with that thought, let me take on an introduction, and I will introduce one of the foundations, we might say, here in Virginia, who will then introduce John Pence. Maybe you've been waiting for this. Tina?
Hello, everybody. Again, we should do a group photo after this, so that we can have like a remembrance later on. But anyway, it is my honor to introduce to you Belly Dietrich Hall. Belly is the president of consulting firm HPS Enterprises. She also owns Diamond Hill, a lodging, conference, and ceremonial facilities, and Belly's Boutique and Specialty Gifts. Belly is an advisory member of the 2020 APA for Trump, BOD member of the Farm Bill YMCA and Charlotte County Chamber of Commerce, and she was elected vice chair of the Virginia Governor's Commission on Volunteerism and National Service, Virginia Service Foundation, and the Northern Virginia Republican Business Forum. Belly has also been served as a trustee, BOD member of the American Red Cross and DC Asian Chamber of Commerce, and the president of the Edsel West Civic Association. Our founding president of the Filipino American Republicans of Virginia, 8th District Congressional Rep to the State Central Committee of the RPV, and a state-at-large delegate, 2003 National GOP Convention. She was also elected to run in the general election for a supervisor seat for the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. Belly was the only Republican appointee, U.S. Civil Rights Commission, and has served on the White House Commission on AAPI initiatives and a member of the Secretary of Commerce National Ethnic and Census Committee. She completed liberal arts from the University of the Philippines, studied BA Communications, Silliman University, and a graduate of the U.S. Defense System Management College. I forgot to add that she chaired the enterprise for entrepreneurship on AAPI initiatives under President Bush during his 2 terms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Belly Dietrich Hall. Belly, please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Christina. Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Magandang gabi. It is such an honor to introduce our distinguished guest tonight. John Pence is a senior advisor for President Trump's 2020 campaign. He works closely with the Republican National Committee to organize the president's political activities and grassroots recruitment initiatives. John also advises campaign operations and fundraising efforts. Prior to joining the Trump campaign, Mr. Pence practiced corporate law in Indiana and worked in several Latin American countries as a researcher and English teacher. He is fluent in Spanish and often works with the campaign's Latinos for Trump coalition. His father is Congressman Greg Pence of Indiana's 6th Congressional District, and his uncle is Vice President Mike Pence. John and his wife, Giovanna, reside in Virginia. Mr. Pence grew up in Columbus, Indiana. He holds an undergraduate degree from the College of William and Mary, a law degree from Indiana University, and a business degree from New York University. It is such an honor and a pleasure that John took the time to address the rising leaders among the Filipino-American Republicans in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you John Pence.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the Asian Pacific American community for fighting for what makes America great in joining this president. You know, we only have 70 days to stand up and to fight for our freedoms and for America. You all know that freedom is not free, and our party of freedom needs 4 more years for all Americans. Remind you all that we are the party that stands up for freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom for the unborn, freedom of commerce if it's free, fair, and reciprocal trade, freedom in education to send our children to the schools that we so choose, freedom at home and abroad. But we only have 70 days in defense of our freedoms. This is a long tradition of our Republican Party, and I'm proud that this Republican Party is set to renominate President Donald J. Trump and my uncle, Vice President Mike Pence, for 4 more years. Let's all do our part for them because they're fighting for us. Let's go fight for freedom. Let's do the hard work of campaigning, knocking doors, making phone calls, registering voters. We know that there are no shortcuts to a great victory, and together we will defend freedom in 70 days when we re-elect President Trump for 4 more years with God's help. Thank you. Take care.
That's awesome.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you very much for that very great words. And I know that we're trying to revitalize our Philippine American population to really step up and be involved. And we have lots of support. You can see the support from the Trump administration and all the supports of all the Philippine American leaders. Thank you very much. With that, okay, I'd like to, maybe Veli, you got a few words that you wanted to say?
Oh, I just muted myself.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mga kababayan, I just want you to know that the White House is listening right now. So I can see that we only have, we expected a higher participant. So please text your friends to still go ahead and join us. Because right now, I'm telling you, the White House, they're listening at our conversation.
We had over 120, 130 registered participants. So maybe they're delayed and everything, but we'll, this is a good first step for everybody. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Thank you, Christina. So that was a very inspiring message from Madame Veli, Dietrich Hall, and of course from John Pence. Maybe next time we will have the president himself. Yes, because we are being heard, we are moving, we are raising our Phil-Am voice, and we're moving and really organizing ourselves with an inspiring message. So with that inspiring message from John Pence and from the previous speakers, what's the next step to inspiration is to activate. How do we activate our disciples, if you might say? How do we activate the Phil-Am leaders? And here I'd like to propose that we would like to activate, if we could have 300 Phil-Am Spartan leaders. It's a model. Maybe you've seen the movie, The 300. These are Spartan leaders who, in spite of all the adversities, they made it happen. So that's a proposition this evening, that we be inspired, and then from there we activate and go viral. Create our core group leaders, 12 leaders, each one of us, and create activities, massive action steps. And to share this evening, we have another resource speaker, a very inspiring person, and very well connected in terms of where things are in the country today. So I am going to introduce here Commissioner Herman Martir. Herman Martir has a proven history of leadership development in the civic, business, and faith sectors. He founded and serves as president of Asian Action Network, an organization with a mission to connect, empower, and mobilize the Asian Pacific American communities to engage in public service, social justice issues, and civic engagement in order to help improve the lives of Asian American and Pacific Islanders. Herman also founded Emerging Leaders International, a diverse coalition of leaders with a mission to help business owners, faith and community leaders become better overseers and decision makers. These organizations he founded have emerged as leaders in the effort to increase representation for women and minorities in the workplace and help them become innovators and entrepreneurs. Herman consults and advises businesses that have become success stories in their industries, providing jobs to many Americans. Okay. So, Herman, we'll call you in. And the fact is that Herman is a commissioner in the White House initiative of the Asian American and Pacific Islanders. So we're very lucky to have him here to speak with us, to share how he is activating Filipino Americans all over the country. So Herman?
Thank you so much. Jerry, I am actually walking with my wife, so if you hear some noise, it's because I'm trying to stay fit, because we are contending for America, and I'm sure many of you here today are on this call because there's a sense of urgency you feel about a great country. You see, my friends, my fellow kababayan, we are right now in the crossroads of history in our country. There's never been an election like this. This is probably the historic election that will change Western civilization as we know it. See, the life of our family, our faith also, and our freedom is at stake. And we have to stand in the gap for this great country of ours. If not, we will lose our freedom. We will lose the ethos that has become and made America the America that we know today. And you see, my friends, America believes in a strong, in family, in faith, and freedom. It's so sad that the Democrats left out the word under God. And when Joe Biden accepts his nomination with the Democratic Party, see, that was not just an accident. It was intentional. If they don't believe America was founded on principles, on values that honors God and honors freedom. And that's why we're here today, because we know that without your help, without the Philippine Americans, it will be impossible, I would say, to help to re-elect President Trump. Because I believe Philippine Americans can swing states and swing the key battleground states in America. And that's truly, I mean, I strongly believe in that. But I want you to know, my friends, that tonight you can be a voice. You can be that person that can shift your city, that can shift your state, and can shift this election come November 3rd. See, when I met the president years ago, before he became president, I had a question in myself. I said, can he lead this country? And I met him because of his friend that introduced me to him. So I had an opportunity to sit down with him and ask him a question. I said, why are you running for office, President Trump? At that time, he was candidate Trump. I said, because I love this country, and we are losing this country. People are taking advantage of us. And that's the reason why I'm running. When I heard that, I said, count me in. I want to be part of this team. And that is why what we did is that we mobilized 80,000 faith groups, community group leaders, and we went all over the nation. We mobilized 80,000 churches and community groups, and 6 million voter guides. We gave it out to 17 battleground states all over the nation. We raised about 600 volunteers, knock on doors. And I'm talking, my friends, hard work. I'm talking about we put time and money and resources. We raised funds for it, and we printed it in 5 different languages. And we went to every battleground state. And my friends, it wasn't easy, but we knew that we were making history. See, you and I will have an opportunity to be part of history. You and I can make history. We are the hinge of history. We can swing the doors. We can swing the doors to freedom, or we can close the doors. And our country embraces socialism. And that is not the America that the founding fathers has built. America was founded by great leaders, men who believe in freedom. When the battle during the battle in 1776, when they declared Declaration of Independence against England, and we fought for our freedom with the lives of many, many, many great Americans. And my friends, we are at that point of history that we have to take a stand. And that's why I'm asking you to support every effort, like what Jerry is doing, and Christina is doing, and many others that are doing in this country today. We need a united community to bring healing and unite the nation that we love. So my friends, don't count your voice out. Don't count your vote out. Don't count it out. Don't say, I cannot be part of this because I don't have this ability. I don't have the talent. I don't have the connection. My friends, every vote counts. You count. You're important. The president believes in every one of you. That's why he said that the moment, the second term of his office, he will fight to make sure that America becomes that country that provides protection, that provides safety for you and your family. And my friends, I believe that we can do this. I believe we can turn America back to the founding principles that have made our nation great. And today, we have to work together and unite. United, we stand. And united, we can win this coming November 3rd. And make sure President Trump gets reelected again as President of the United States of America. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you so much. Sure. That was very inspiring. You gave us a historic perspective of how we, in our personal vote and our action, given this inspirational message, we can activate not only our families, but our friends and our communities to go for voter registration. Activate, create a Phil-Am leaders of 300 in each city, in each of the swing states. That's what we can do, and that's what we can create. Activate. That's second step in the IM three-step process, right? Now, as we activate our core leaders, they get activated not just by listening, but really what activates them is action. When there is action, people are gravitating, people get involved, and this is how we bring them out. With our message that is inspiring, we then have our contacts, we activate them. How? Through massive action, through mobilization. And the person that will be sharing with us what they've been doing in Nevada and Las Vegas will be introduced by Christine and share who our next speaker will be.
Yeah. All right. Hello. I would like to call in Jing Espiritu. Jing has been, he is actually the president, CEO of First Class Asian Marketing, and it's also the charter president of the Las Vegas Philippine Chamber of Commerce for the past 4 years, and has been a great leader in the Las Vegas community. It's our pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Jing Espiritu to share his activities that he's doing for the Republican Party. Hold on, Jing. Okay, I'm gonna put you on spotlight. Hold on. Where Jing? No.
Raise your hand, Jing.
Sorry, we're having.
I'm here.
Okay.
But I'm having oh geez. I'm having issue with my with my phone. I don't know what's wrong. If it's me or can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just we will look for you.
All right.
The video.
Anyway, well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Good evening. As you can see, we're on the West Coast, so it's still well lit here. Yeah, well, just to add in the introduction, I'm an international business development promoter by profession and a global Asian connector. Basically, what that means is if there's a company that want to expand nationwide or globally, companies tend to hire me as a consultant. So I'm also with the Federation of Philippine American Chambers of Commerce as a member of the board of directors, and with Jerry and Christine and Marie Cunning. I don't know if she's on the call. I also serve as a member of the board for NAFA, as a board advisory for the National Federation of Philippine American Associations, and I'm a Asian American advisory for the Sheriff's Advisory Council, and was a candidate for state assembly in 2010. I didn't win with as a state assembly, but I won as a state representative for the Republican Party Central Committee here in Nevada. So that being said, we're quite excited. Yeah, Jerry was first here in Las Vegas with us, and in support for his 60-day surge strategy. And that surge strategy is focusing on voter registration that we have initiated for the last 3 weeks. Is that just about right? Right, Jerry? Is that 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Anyway, we're here to create viral momentum with events. And what we've done so far is every weekend we have organized events in various places, one of which in restaurants. Okay. And in our office, we have an office here in Spring Mountain and in Chinatown area, where we invite potential volunteers to come and join us. How we propose to create viral momentum with events is not just holding it in restaurants, but holding it in clubhouses. We encourage town hall meetings. Of course, we have to observe social distancing and all that. The activity we are doing are voter registration, and then outreach nonprofit to, of course, we have a seafood city here, Filipino supermarkets. We have Island Pacific. So we're just about to do that maybe in next week or a couple weeks, because we've been pretty successful doing our weekend event at Cafe de Manila, where we would invite speakers, we would invite potential candidates. In fact, we have the first Filipino State Assembly who we had last night to speak. He's running for re-election. Our target for when it comes to communications, we have a red dialer app that we use for making phone calls, and what our objective is to reach 2,000 phone calls a week. And as what Jerry has mentioned, the 12 disciples, I have sponsored 12 disciples that would be doing this part of the phone brigade. And of course, we have survey questions to begin with that are scripted, so we just have to follow that. And it's very convenient, and that's been very, very, how do you say this? Very well done by our volunteers. So we also created a website, a social media using Facebook messages. You can use Twitter. You can use any form of social media in order to reach out to as many potential people that we can possibly reach. We have a movement. We've organized a movement called the Phil-Ams for Trump, or Phil-Am Republicans of Southern Nevada. And I'd like to encourage everyone to do the same thing that we're doing all over, well, particularly the swing states that we have identified, which are, we have Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and of course the neighboring states. And it's been very, very successful, and I believe it's working, okay, because we've been able to attract independents and Democrat Filipino Americans that are leaning Republican.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jing. I think you're cut. We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sorry about that. Okay, so yes, so we have, it's been proven to be successful here, and we encourage everyone to do the same thing. And then, of course, we have an app for to walk the neighborhood, to door knocking. That's part of this, you know, aside from phone calling, we're doing door knocking, and we use the Advantage mobile for that. We have organized turf coordinators. We have below the turf coordinators, we have neighborhood leaders, and then below the neighborhood leaders, we have volunteers. That's how it's set up, the organization. And again, I'd like to encourage everyone, if you want to be successful in reaching out to Filipinos, which is what we're trying to do, because there are more Filipinos here in Southern Nevada or in the whole of Nevada than the Chinese and the other Asian ethnicity. So we're taking advantage of that, and we've been very we're being supported by the Asian Pacific Americans for Trump. As a matter of fact, if you can reach out to your local APA, Asian Pacific Americans for Trump, under the RNC or Trump Victory offices, please do so, because you can very well work hand in hand with them, and they would appreciate you focusing on just the Phil-Ams. So that being said, we're in support for the national attention of the 3-to-1 punch. That's the Phil-Am turning point. Being invisible, we're standing tall, naturally conservative. So our theme that we're using, raising the Phil-Am voice, I think that's a great theme that we should apply all throughout the swing states. And I have a proposal. How to reach the 300. What I did is I invited 25 committed volunteers, and the 25 will then recruit their 12 disciples. 25 times 12, that's 300. So you're not the leader, which is me here in Southern Nevada. It's not burden to me to get 25, because I'm a natural networker. I can easily, talk to people and convince them. And the 25, all they have to do is get their 12, and that's who they need to disciple. And I call myself Gideon, because Gideon is biblical, and since we're following biblical, Jesus being able to get the 12 apostles or disciples, then Gideon had thousands of armies, okay, in the Bible, and to defend Israel against the Midianites. And Gideon is a general, and he was able, and the Lord spoke to him and said, you don't need thousands of army. All you need are 300. And so Gideon led the 300 armies and defended them from the Midianites. So I challenge everyone to become a Gideon and get their own 300 armies out of thousands of Filipinos that you have in your respective areas. And that's all you need to do. Okay.
Thank you so much.
We're going to be okay by then.
Jay,
thank you.
Really appreciate your sharing, and really trying to unite the Phil-Am community to have the same strategy, the same message to President Trump. I'd like to bring in again Miss Sheila Bustamante. Her video wasn't really clear, but in line with the Inspire, Activate, and Get Viral momentum, I'd like to call on Sheila again to share her story. Sheila?
Hi everyone. So I think you guys heard most of my story, which is, I was never really into politics because, coming from the Philippines, you all know that it's dirty anyways. And I just didn't think that my vote would really matter. However, like I said, I just felt like Donald Trump being vilified and demonized by the mainstream media, by his former friends in Hollywood, and even in politics right now. Obama actually said to live the American dream is to be Donald Trump. And of course, as soon as he ran for office, everything just went, down. So, I have a business too. So at first I would just lurk in the different groups, like Filipino Americans for Trump, Pinoys for Trump, Filipinos for Trump. I even go to the Black Voices for Trump, Latinos for Trump, LGBT. I went to all of those groups, just kind of lurking. And then I just started digging, and I learned a lot about what really Donald Trump was doing. And I really spent a lot of time researching. I think with this pandemic, people actually found time to research more and to learn more about the good things that he has done, opposed to just listening to the mainstream media. And I also stumbled upon the Walk Away campaign, which is a very, I think you may all be familiar with it, but it's a movement where people are walking away from the Democratic Party. And it was actually founded by Brandon Straka, who is an openly gay, he was formerly a supporter of Hillary Clinton, and now he really supports President Trump. And if you go to the Walk Away campaign, you'll find very, very many testimonials of people who have walked away from the Democratic Party. And I think once I actually learned all my, most of my facts, and I'm still learning day to day, I actually I became an open, I openly became a Trump supporter private, on my private page. And, I was like, I just, at this point, I just didn't care, because I think the future of this country is more important than potentially losing clients. I don't really care. I care more about the future of us, the future of our children, and just the country. I mean, the Democratic Party has gone far left, and it's just not right. So anyways, I just wanted to continue my story. And I'm a member, like I said, I'm a member of all of these different Trump groups. And I encourage people to just keep, joining and learning. And I think I would say one of the hardest demographics to engage, because they're so indoctrinated, are the young people. So I think that's one thing that we kind of all have to troubleshoot or not troubleshoot, but kind of find a way into to helping these kids to actually learn about facts more so than just listening to the mainstream media and listening to their friends. Because, a lot of kids right now, they just follow whoever. It's not necessarily right, but it is what it is. So we gotta strategize on how to target, these kids.
Thank you.
Anyways, that's just my story.
I'd like to...
And I also, I actually published I actually had my story. I have this very long story of how I'm considered a walk with, because I've always been conservative, but I sent it to the Walk Away campaign, and it actually, it got some hits and was actually shared by other people. And I actually described, you can go to my Facebook page, and you'll see my very long story. And after that, I got a lot of private messages from people who are very, very scared to speak up that they're a Trump supporter. And at this point, I just don't care. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I I feel like I am a true patriot, and so are you guys, and that's why you guys are all on this call.
So
So
speaking,
anyways, that's it.
thanks, Sheila. Speaking
You're
about
welcome.
that, we would like to get a photo before, you know, before that, because we have a lot of people on the call. We'd like to get a gallery shot. If you guys can just turn on your videos and shout out all together, congratulations, President Trump, 4 more years. The PhilAms support you. Is that hard?
It's hard to see.
Hard to see? Okay. Maybe I just say, congratulations, President Trump, 4 more years.
All right.
Ready? Ready? 1, 2. Your videos, please. Please turn on your videos because
Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn on your
Unmute.
your mute button, please. Okay.
Turn on your video.
Turn on your video. Okay.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Can we put the phrase on the chat?
Okay, all right, hold on. I'm gonna do that. Thank you. Good idea. Congrats. President. Hold on.
Congratulations.
Years.
Congratulations, President Trump. 4 more years.
Are we going to say it all the same time?
Yes.
Congratulations, President Trump, 4 more years. That's it.
The PhilAms support you.
Yeah.
PhilAms
support you.
Support you.
Okay, great.
You have to unmute.
You need the red one.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
More years.
Support you. We do it right. Do you want to do it again?
Let's do it again.
Yes.
It's too long.
Turn on your video, everyone.
Just say 4 more years.
That was just a rehearsal.
Okay, 4 more years.
Just say 4 more years. Go Trump.
4 more years, go Trump.
Yeah.
PhilAms, you have to say PhilAms.
Go Trump Pence.
Just
one.
Oh, you have to say PhilAm.
Nakanding video? Ah, sige. Sandali. Hindi ko makikita. Wait.
4 more years. Go Trump. PhilAms support you.
That's it. Go Trump. PhilAms support you.
1, 2, 3.
Go Trump. 4 more years.
PhilAms
support you.
4 more years.
Wait.
Go Trump. PhilAms support you.
4 more years.
4 more years.
Okay. Please follow the one in the chat. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Go Trump. 4 more years. PhilAms support you.
All right. Picture.
Go Trump 4 more years.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you still want to play the video, the music video?
Yeah, we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Christine, PJ.
Picture is lang ibigay kasi pag picture lang pala. Ito na ako. Ayusin ko na lang.
To mute your phone.
PJ, may I be recognized for a second? There's something I forgot.
Mama, tapos ako wala. Asan kasi?
Hello.
All right. So please remove because I can hear some echo. I'd like to call in Belly
PJ, hold on a second. May I be recognized for a second?
Sure. Who is?
Okay. Yeah, this is Jing. This is Jing from Las Vegas. I forgot to propose something. Come October, that's our Philippine Heritage Month, correct?
Yes.
And as what Commissioner Herman said, also mentioned about the 300 Spartans, but I call them Gideons. So what I propose is we come out in our respective areas, cities, the 300 leaders, Filipino American leaders, come out, march for Trump victory. So if each and every key city throughout the swing states will do this, I estimated we will have about 1,800. We picked 12 cities, and then this 300 will come up and march.
Yeah.
You don't need a permit for that. We'll just come out, march for Trump victory.
So Jing, we will that's actually in the agenda. Jerry will talk about that and
Okay.
more extensively. Thank you. I'd like to actually have the floor hand the floor to Veli Dietrich Hall, and this is very, very important because this is the Filipino American Donor Visibility, Game, and Recognition. It's very important that we support the donations, that we support President Trump. And here to explain to you is Veli Dietrich Hall. Veli, you have the floor.
Go unmute.
Please go and mute. Yeah. Go and mute yourself. Okay.
Myself. Okay. Mga kabayan, by show of hands, who is from Seattle here? Can you raise your hands? I cannot see you. What about Portland? Anybody from Portland here? Anybody from New York or Chicago? Well, if you don't live in any of these cities, my question is, do you want your state to be like these places? What? Did I hear you say hell no?
Hell no.
Yeah, it's hell no.
Marami pong salamat sa punuan who are attending this event. We Filipinos can be the key ingredients to enhance the rising Republican movement, stronger than anything I've ever seen in all my years in politics. This next 71 days will be historic, but only if we have the resources to continue the biggest and most powerful movement in the country. Many of us here I know already donated to either RNC or directly to the campaign. However, do you know that each one can still contribute up to 2,800 and then up to 5,800 starting September, leading up to the election? Now, we all know that money talks and funding is crucially needed to succeed in any kind of political endeavors. Why am I sharing this? Because recently, George Soros poured billions of dollars combined with Michael Bloomberg's millions to do anything to defeat Trump. That is a major reason for Filipino community to help support the Trump administration's efforts. Next, why are there few Filipino political appointees in the government when we are the second largest and the most educated ones too? Other Asians like Koreans, Indians, and Chinese especially, support their own interests to show solidarity. So now, elected public officials, go to them because they see a solid, impressive number in level of community support. It's time for us to get rid of atin-atin or kanya-kanya parlance, iya-iya, as the Boholados say, aho-aho. We must consolidate ourselves as one. I am so glad and proud that this kind of event is just a beginning of us to help push the wagon up to the top, and we can all happily ride together going down and enjoy the fruits of our effort. We can no longer be bystanders. We must now become the force to be reckoned with. Tonight, may I present and recognize Dr. Rene Alver, who stepped up to the plate and became a member of the Trump Finance Committee. Dr. Alver and I are one team, and we invite you to become a part of that team. Dr. Alver, will you please wave your hand? You know what? Dr. Alver wasn't able to. She's technically challenged, but she stepped up to the plate. She's a real patriot. And she texted me that she said she donated additionally $250 today. So let's palakpakan to Dr. Alver. So Dr. Alver will get the MAGA hat signed by President Trump. The MAGA hat, where's the MAGA hat? Can you show the there? I think Dr. Alver will get that. So Kabayan, please strongly consider maximizing your generous donation. In return, we have prizes for you when you patronize your own Filipino Trump Finance team members. The first one who added to your current contribution will get one of these prizes listed here as shown by Christina. So pick your level now and text me right away at 703-786-3999 so I can set aside your gift. I think the slides is here. So just see if you have if you want to add $200, then you're going to get a White House pen that the president used. Woohoo! And then I'll arrange a family VIP tour. And if you get $500, there's a collection of paintings which is exclusive with President Trump and Melania riding on a motorcycle. You know, this bowl last year in 2017, it says here 2017 inauguration of president and vice president. When I was in charge during our inaugural ball, I was in charge of the Safety and Security Committee. This is what the White House sent me. And I want you to own that. That is a pure crystal lid, crystal. So if you, where's the slide for our link there, Christina? Christina will show you the link when donating using your credit card. But if you prefer writing a check, we also have a form to use and to mail to the address stated in the form ASAP. Victory, we have various levels of donations to choose from, and a Trump Victory Contributor category levels up to $1,161,000 annually for each couple. But any kind of contribution will greatly help the campaign efforts. Remember, every minute you wait is one less ad we can air, one less field office we can fund, and one less swing state we can compete in. Again, let me remind you that we have 7 days left to reach our 5 million goal. If all the 5 million Filipinos contribute $100 each, then we can easily exceed this goal. Now, you may message me now if you want one of these unique, precious, unique collectible prizes. I can assure you that your precious investment means a better future for all of us and to help stop the destructive spread on those Democratic-run cities like Portland, Seattle, New York, or Chicago. It's time for the Filipinos to stand together as one community and be seriously counted, and
Yes.
the White House will start listening to us more. So
Really?
please text me. Yes.
Kelly, so are you
Yes.
saying for only $3,000 we get the silver Great Eagle, this one that we have on the screen for 3,000 if
Yes.
we make a donation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Right? And for
Yes.
$5,600 we get the clear lead crystal, which is coming from the president and vice president, which was
Yes.
you, and you're willing to let that go. This is the crystallite here. This is really worth it.
And you cannot buy that anywhere. You cannot buy those anywhere, the ones I showed. But I did not just have the time to put all together. But as listed there, I'll be more than happy to take pictures of them and send them to you. This clock, it says a symbol of liberty. And it also, it's a musical clock as well.
Wow. So this
Yes.
is how we could get that, and this is tremendous. So ladies and gentlemen, mga kababayang PhilAm, this is our one way definitely to be heard, for our voice to be heard by giving a donation. So this is tremendous. And can you say your telephone number again one more time? And can you everyone prepare their pencil or pen? Say it again, Veli.
It's 703-786-3999. Text me and I will have this delivered to you. I know you just said, oh, I already donated 50, 100 there, 200 there. Let me know if what's the latest donation using our link. See the link below? Please use that link so that Renee and I will be, we know that we are the only Filipino team that we team up, and we will get that. It's 703-786-3999. Text me which of the labels you want.
So take a photo of the screen right now of the link, because we want to put and bundle together all our contributions. This way, voices can be heard in a much better way. Right? So excellent. And so we're really moving along. We are on schedule. We started right on time, and we're about to end in 5 minutes. But all I want to say is the 3 steps as we focus in this 60 days. We don't have much time. We can do it. 60-day search in 5 swing states. So what do? Is basically inspire people and activate them and mobilize them into specific actions. We call this the I am model. It is a workable model. Make it happen, and let us have our voices heard, and the PhilAms making a specific historic contribution in this election, right? So we become all agents of change, disciples. Yes, Veli.
Okay, somebody here is texting me that to share the link or forward the link, and I'm really, where's that link again, Jerry? So please take a picture of that link.
Take a picture of the
Here's
link.
the link,
Yes.
and I will try my best to send it to you guys. I'm technically challenged, so I will just give me time to send it to you. But there's the link right here.
Right. So instead of making your contributions wherever, let's all put it and bundle it together so we have a real voice out there. And with Veli there, with Commissioner Martir, with Mayor, we will be heard. So the basic thinking, just like what Jing is saying, we're thinking of a 1, 2, 3 punch in October as we celebrate October 3 as possibly a rally. And October 4, that's a Sunday, we will have a march or a motorcade of 300 in 12 cities. Jing Espiritu was saying, if we can do that, we will be heard. We will meet and hit national media. And of course, our voices will be heard, that we are a force to reckon with. We are making a difference in this election, and we are a cause of inspiration. And maybe, I think we the Filipinos are the crucial number that will swing these 5 states. Can you imagine that? This is historic, ladies and gentlemen.
Invite them.
Okay, so we invite you. And so we invite every one of you. This is just a kickoff tonight. We want you to create your own groups of 12 disciples working with you. Share the slides that we talked with you, that we presented to you. Our pride of self. This is our inspiration as people wake up, register, and vote, and go into action, and go into mobilization. And so we're thinking of doing this in a regular basis, just like what Jing is doing. He started 2 weeks ago, and he's doing it every week. So this is the call to action. Organize, create your weekly, monthly schedules, calendar of events, create a calendar of events. Now there is, in every city, usually a Trump Victory Office. So you can use those Trump Victory Office. I know Jing is doing it in Las Vegas. They meet there regularly and go together, bring food, socialize, and then go create weekly, daily events. Now, if you cannot go out because of, because of the pandemic, whatever, no problem. Your leaders, we, the other leaders, we will organize you into telephone brigades. You can just stay at home and make a difference. You can make a donation, $150 or whatever, $10, $150. You'll get a tour of the White House. Isn't that awesome? Ate Veli, that is really exciting, really great. And that's the call to action. Create a calendar and let's make it viral. That is the basic thinking for this evening. We will make
sharing the email.
We will share this to you, the videos. We want to have media coverage, both local and national. And of course, how do we measure our effectivity? By the number of events that we do, by the number of disciples and volunteers that we do, by the number of activities, by how much media coverage, and of course, how many voter registrations do we get? So go and set up a table in the in the Filipino restaurants, in the Asian restaurants. Just register them. There's some training that goes with us. With that, have yourself trained, and we will help you with that. Does that sound cool?
Yes.
But go into action, right? And so with that thought, we will be singing together. There is a closing MAGA song. Judy Brown, who shared earlier from Las Vegas, also is a composer, and you will love this song. And we will also send this and give this to you. You can use it for your meetings. Create your micro Zoom meetings. You have 3 people in your office, in your family. Just do it and just play it. And we will have regular events and create your own. Right? Okay, here's the MAGA song. Enjoy.
Let's make America great again. Let's make America safe again. Let's make America so proud to call my home. Let's make America strong again. Let's make America great again. The greatest place of all. The pain in the past, we have to let go. The future is here and now. Forget all the worry, let's fight for the glory. Our whole world is waiting for us now. Let's make America great again. Let's make America safe again. Let's make America so proud to call my home. Let's make America strong again. Let's make America great again. The greatest place of all. The changes we make are for our children. Brings hope, faith, and love in their heart to show we care. No matter how in despair, cast your doubt, 'cause you know God's always there. Let's make America great again. Let's make America safe again. Let's make America so proud to call my home. Let's make America strong again. Let's make America great again. The greatest place.
Judy, and get that song. Create your chat groups and go viral. Create your groups. I am 3 steps: inspire, activate your friends, and then mobilize. Just do it and let's be connected. We will do this. We will have a 60-day surge. Maraming salamat, everyone. Christine, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Say thank you.
We're very, very grateful for everybody who attended this evening. I'm sorry about the videos, and we're gonna do a better one next time. This is our first ever Zoom meeting, but really, really, thank you very much, Belly Dietrich Hall, our leader here in Virginia, and to all the leaders here in Virginia. Please support by making this fun. I am going to actually tell everybody the link so that you can get the prices as well. It's very, very reasonable. Imagine a White House tour for $150. That's, you know, it's really a good, like, we're just going to help each other in terms of getting it out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And we can continue. For those of you who want to stay, we can have a question and answer, whatever,
Yeah.
for the next few more minutes. But we wanted to end on schedule.
We wanted to end on
officially.
schedule.
But we can unofficially have a chit chat.
Mhm.
Then we have some food here. Gusto nyo ng pansit?
Yeah.
At saka Filipino food, adobo.
Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yes, Edie.
Yeah. Hi, Jerry. I was listening to the song rolling on the video, but it's a garbled audio. I wonder what we can do to fix that problem.
Really?
I'm going to be sending the video to all the attendees tonight via their emails. It's not garbled here, probably maybe the way the video was transferred via Zoom. So we will definitely email that to everybody and put that on our private page. Our page now is private. Philippine Raise Their Voice for Republicans.
Okay.
Sending you that, and then we'll be posting all the videos, including Pastor Jericho's beautiful video, Sheila's walkaway video, and of course your beautiful song, just to encourage everybody to participate.
Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having
We
me.
want PJ, we want President Trump to hear that MAGA song
Yes.
of Judy. If there's a way we could maybe through Veli, she can help us get it to the vice president and the vice president to the president.
We will do that, James. We will make it happen. Okay?
Yeah.
With the grace of God and all the angels.
Yes.
Thank
Let's
you
make
so
it
much.
happen.
I enjoyed the meeting. We have to move
And I'll
forward.
see you in DC.
Yes, come to DC. Right.
Okay.
Definitely October 4, we will have the March motorcade. We will hit the splash and really make a splash.
I was thinking maybe a car, but because of the virus, all of us will have motorcade cars going to the Capitol. That would be also a good idea.
Well, here, what I'm saying, PJ, to the volunteers here is to do this physical distancing, just the same as they walk, and march with the flag of the United States.
Can I also have a suggestion? Maybe we can have a T-shirt, like
Yes.
voice Phil so we all recognize.
That would be great. Yeah, if we can.
We can order.
If we can get a sponsor, to print those shirts, that'd be great.
We have to have flags of the Philippines, the United States. We have to carry.
Okay.
The
That's,
Maybe Nympha can help us here in Vegas. Nympha, I need your help.
Yeah, you know, the Vietnamese people just did their march
they
in
did, yes.
Washington, D.C.
They did their march, the Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
The White House.
The White House. Value. I think that's actually Asian Americans for Trump, but they're mostly Vietnamese and Chinese. So we'd like to participate. We as being Asian Americans as well. But I think we need to do our identity as Filipino Americans for Trump. I think that would be a great suggestion.
Yeah.
What I told Sheila Bustamante, Pastor Jericho.
You know, you have to coordinate with Ron Falcone because he was mentioning about September 26th.
Right. There is another Zoom call on Wednesday. We will post it in the chat group. So let's all join and combine. And I know we can also support Jing Espiritu in Vegas. They have a weekly Zoom meeting. And so there are Zoom meetings all over. And so
Talking about when we walk in DC, it should just be one day for everybody. Not
right.
Yes.
two separate.
The thought is October 4.
Okay.
October 4th, Sunday.
I heard from Ron Falcone, it's September 26th.
No, September 26th, we have another Zoom call. Do join that. I think it's around 5 p.m., I believe.
Okay, I'll make that Ron Falcone.
Nympha, the reason why we want to hold it in October, there are various reasons, but one main reason is it's a Philippine Heritage Month in October, so that'd be very fitting, and for the president to see, and then that's why what we'd like to do is not just march 300 people and have a motorcade in Washington D.C., but in all the key cities throughout the swing states.
Maybe we should wear costumes then, our Filipino national costumes.
Let's do that. We could have a focal point in Washington, D.C., but all of the other cities and states where you have a group of 300 PhilAms, let's show it. And this will be a viral campaign, and we will hit the mass media that the PhilAms for Trump is a voice to be reckoned with.
Exactly.
It could be a combination of a national costume.
Yeah.
But that would be cold already by October. Well, not so cold, but then it'd be good if we have T-shirts and national costume, because that will definitely attract people and the media.
And our back,
the T-shirts and the
Right. So let the creativity flourish, and let the young people participate, and let's create just like what Sheila said, let's create and empower the walk away turning point movement for PhilAms. We
need to focus on the reason why there's a lot of Democrats, Filipino Democrats here in California. The grassroots movement of the Democrats is so heavy here. You know, outside when you swear in for your citizenship, it's mostly Democrats who are harassing Filipinos to sign up as Democrats.
Akala nila democracy, kailangan Democrat. Yeah, so there's
they have no idea. They thought Democrats means democracy, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need to do a lot. So we're just riding the 60-day campaign surge because there's a lot of national interest. But we should not die here after the election. We should continue work together to create our PhilAm voice and enhance and
our leaders, our PhilAm leaders.
Right. And the new leaders will come out. So we're looking for our own Candace Owen, a young Filipina or Filipino who is articulate and who can speak to the issues of what is their turning point and to demolish the Democrat lies and fears and misinformation. We need that. We need that. More pastors. We need Catholic priests who can speak out and be leaders in each one of our different communities.
I several Catholic priests here who are diehard Trumpers.
Oh my God, you have to let us know. I need to
They're
contact
not
them.
voicing out they're worried about voicing out their opinions, but they can talk all night about Trump, how they love Trump. And these are walk-out Democrats.
Can you share their name and contact? I want to contact them.
Yeah.
One of the things is we need spokespersons, icons. Who,
No, very young. He's not even 50 years old. He's only in his 40s, like 42.
Sige. Who is this saying this? I'm sorry, I don't see.
Mark Gregoriano. He's a very well-respected priest here in the Filipino community.
And you are from California?
Yeah.
San Francisco. She's from San Francisco, Bay Area.
Okay, so Jing, I can get her number from you, Jing.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we need.
I have Nympha's number.
Oh, Nympha. Sige.
Yeah.
No, I have Nympha's number if you want to get
We need
it from
because he used to be a Democrat. And then he realized he's actually a Republican.
If you notice, we're focusing on 5 swing states. California is not one of them, but definitely we should develop the communities in New York, in California. Definitely we should do that, and let's bring out the spokesperson, the young people, the young men and women, the millennials should come out and speak. We will develop them, right?
We look for that.
Truly.
We look for those talents, yeah.
Let's share it and begin to create your own Nympha in your own place in San Francisco, in California. Do your Zoom calls, get people together. Let them know
we do.
Alone.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, excellent. And then invite us because we want to have a viral in every, not only the swing states, but in every state. Let's get to know each other. We are not isolated. We are a big number, and by reconnecting with each other, we see our voice. It gets stronger, right?
We are supposed to be on Zoom teleconference with TFC. I think Thursday, because the Democrats are doing theirs tomorrow. Like they're giving out their comments on President Trump's, address to the, his, when he was, So they'll give their take. These are Democrats.
Are you speaking? Are you speaking? Nympha, are you going to be interviewed again?
Yeah, they want to interview me as part of the. So we should go there. I mean, you should join us.
When is that?
Henny is supposed to call me, and through Zoom call. I think I'm part of those that will be interviewed from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We also have leaders in all the other states. Let's get them together. Let their voices be heard, and really see that this is a momentum, a wave that we're creating. It's a surge in the next 60 days.
Flyer, and a very identifiable flyer, because the Democrats have a flyer with their Zoom. Whenever they have their Zoom meeting, they show who are invited, the pictures of the speaker. So we have to have that.
So paano yun? Can you share that? How does that look like? Maybe we can create it.
I cannot share here, I think, because I'm not supposed. But I can send it to via.
Share it to Jing, and I will get it.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, share me email address, and I emailed it to Judy Brown. Is that who are contact? Oh no, that's her.
Judy Brown. I will get it.
Oh no, Judy is with me here in Vegas. FYI, Jerry, FYI, Nympha in 2016 was seen on national TV debating with
Loida.
With Loida.
Loida, Nicholas Lewis.
Really? Okay. Nobody wants to take on her, so I did it.
You did.
Yeah, so she's the only one who had the courage to debate Loida in the 2016. Was it 2016?
2012. 2012.
Oh, 2012.
Mitt Romney.
Oh, okay. And that was seen in national TV. Jerry. Yeah.
We need to change the narrative. There is a view that most Filipinos are Democrat. That is not true. We need to change that narrative. And go into mass media, create our voice. Let our voice be heard in our group, in our grassroots, and then let's get voter registration. Yeah?
That's right.
I'm trying to take
go viral. Go
picture of
viral.
the email.
Say it again.
I'll send you the email that was the email blast from the Democrats. I got it, and they made mentions of several points that is against Trump. That Filipinos are, that Trump is against Filipinos.
Sasagutin natin yon. Can you share it with me? And sasagutin natin. Okay?
So I'll send you that email.
Yes, yes. Send it to Jay or to Judy. And sasagutin natin yon. Because this is...
If you want, you can listen to TFC tomorrow. I think that's when their videos going out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because TFC is all national, so we need to be on TFC too.
Should be in TFC. We have the connections with TFC. We should get connected because this false view
Yeah.
that most Filipinos are Democrats, we should demolish. Let's demolish that. Yeah.
We are talking to over Zoom, a teleconference on TFC, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Good.
Because
good.
I asked Rudy to do it after, the convention, Republican convention.
We should do that. And let's get people from the different states speak up. Young and old, male and female. And really share, because this turning point, PhilAm, let's make it viral, Nympha.
Yeah.
Viral.
But
As a matter of fact,
Eventbrite. We should just use an email blast by people and put the Zoom link on it.
Yeah. Instead of Eventbrite, yeah, it's too complicating to others. Yeah.
Not very, easy to get on. You have to have an account and you have to register and all that.
We
Just
wanted
make it simple.
the representation of where the people are coming. That was one of our intent. But yeah, noted. But I want to say, we were close to 100 people in this Zoom meeting, huh?
Yeah, we make it bigger.
As of 85, that's the biggest number of PhilAms that I have seen. Maybe you have been to other Zoom PhilAm meetings. Is this the biggest or one of the biggest that you've seen?
No, my religious group, BLD, we are like 120 every night.
Every night, Filipino.
Including from all over the Philippines, the South Korea, and all that.
I see. But in terms of raising the PhilAm voice, what's the biggest PhilAm group that have had a Zoom meeting so far?
This is the biggest one.
This is the biggest one. Awesome. I should tell Christina that. This was Christina's leadership making it happen. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Terrific. And we will make this viral. This is just a start. Later on, we'll have 500, 1,000.
Yeah, that's
great. We can do it.
Simple. Just make it simple and with a flyer,
Yeah, exactly.
If,
Viable.
It's 80, close to 100.
you know, since
1 week lang to, 1 week preparation of Christina.
Yeah, we have a good logo. That's a great logo with the American flag and the Philippine flag with the heart. That's a
you
great
like that? You like that, huh? So we have a logo. We have a Smaga song. What else?
Yeah.
You know, since Nympha, since Nympha is from the Bay Area, and Rudy, and other leaders, Republican leaders there, although we know that California, we can't count on the PhilAms to be Republican, but if we can get 300 to march out in San Francisco, you know what, Nympha? You know, if you can organize that, TFC is right there, right next to you. And make it happen, you know, in October.
You know, I will connect with a lot of care providers.
There you go, yeah.
Own care homes here, and that's what my business is. So I connect with them and send email, mail blast, and phone banking.
Right. So the key we found out from Jing is he established a core group of 12 disciples. Get 12, train them, develop them, get them moving, and then from this 12, then it becomes viral. And
Yeah,
then
that's what I plan to do.
the key to it is activity.
Yeah.
Just activities, and then every week do a Zoom meeting in your place and invite everyone else, because the communication that gets it moving.
I also want to mention that we started 10 days ago. Tonight is the 10th day. We started the 54-day rosary.
Okay.
With the Virgin Mary's Assumption and two events. It starts with one event of Mama Mary's apparition.
Nice.
And will end in December 7th. And you know, the Immaculate Conception Day. And you know what we are praying for? This is going around the world, the United States. It's a rosary prayer novena for peaceful election and electing candidates who are pro-life.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you?
Yes, we need the pro-life message stronger from the PhilAm community.
That's what we are praying for every 6 o'clock in the evening, every night.
Connect us.
Amen.
And yeah, amen. With Jing, and I want to talk with this Filipino Catholic priest.
Yes, I'll connect you with it.
Going. We need the leadership from the religious to really show up and lead their flock.
Yeah, we need to convince him to come out.
Because
right,
yes.
They're very, hesitant about doing it.
Well, whatever, whatever they're comfortable with, let's utilize it. If a Catholic priest doesn't want to come out, but maybe he can, or they can refer from their church, who are the, the bright Republican young people, and who can speak up. We need to have an icon, a voice for the Turning Point PhilAms.
Yeah, he can do that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's why we had this sharing from Sheila. She was a Turning Point example of a Filipina. Used to be inactive, silent, or used to be Democrat. Whatever is the story, that would be. No?
Oh, if you can give me your phone, I'll give it to Father Mark, or I'll give you Father Mark. I'll ask his permission.
Right now.
I'll give you his phone number, okay?
Right.
I'll text Nympha. I'll text it to you if you want. I can text it to you.
Okay.
Text it to Nympha, and then Jing, can you text Nympha's number to me, please?
Yeah.
Let me just. Is your number still the same as before? 51071460071.
Yes.
Okay. I'll.
Thank you very much, Jerry. And Jing.
Let's create something in San Francisco. I love your city, my favorite city. Marami din Republican. Nagtatago lang.
Don't get the Democrats out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We will create a landslide win in November. That's my vision.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad to find people who have the same mission as I have.
Yeah. Action. Through
the inauguration, we were there in Washington, D.C.
When?
My girlfriends, my gang, we went to Washington, D.C. for his inauguration.
Beautiful. Galing.
All. Yeah.
Right.
All with delegation. We stood there in the cold. The whole night.
Jing, gagawin natin yan. So let's organize activities.
Yeah, we'll bring Nympha at the Washington D.C. in October.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good date. It gives us more time to prepare.
Yes. Other people who want to say something, because I think there's a few more still listening. There's around a dozen of us, I believe, who are still want to say, you want to comment, ask a question. Because we ended 10 o'clock or in 2 hours. We started on time. We ended on time. What we want to do, and we will
maybe Janet Hickson. Where's Janet from?
Janet Hickson.
Is it Hickson?
Hickson. Where are you from, Janet? I will unmute her. Maybe she's not there anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, unmute her.
Right. Nice talking to you. Great. Congratulations.
Bye, Nympha.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye.
Salamat. We'll connect, ha, Nimva?
God bless you. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Mabuhay.
Yes.
God bless.
Mabuhay.
Bye.
Yeah. Wonderful. Galing, Jing. So this was a good call. And you notice how I presented, hindi ko na sineparate yung voter registration na non-partisan. I put it all together. Given the target of this Zoom meeting tonight was really for Republicans already. But if you're going to present for non-Republicans, then the two-step format that we did in Vegas will be valid. But for those already who are, it's really...
Anna, we asked quickly everybody to, although it's 100, I mean, where they're from, where they're from. We want to know where all these people that join, where they're really from, because we're focusing on the key cities in the swing states, right?
True.
And particularly Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Virginia, which we have identified,
right.
And then Washington D.C., and then already plan for the 300 for the march, because I really want to encourage everybody to come out and march. Now, Jacksonville in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, there are 3 cities there. And then in Texas, in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, if we're able to get commitment at least from these 2 states,
right?
2 big states, they're big states. Then at least 12 key cities in those swing states.
The key, the key is with our inspiring message. We activate who the leaders are. And once they activate, we mobilize them with these activities. So let's activate them where they are. Nympha in San Francisco, maybe she knows of other people, and so on.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Let them reveal themselves, right? Esther
Yeah.
Hall.
So
Esther,
we'll have another one.
Neo, you want to say something, Neo? I see Mick Barbera, but I don't see her. And the others, I only have phone numbers. I don't see any names. But congratulations, we had close to 100 people in this Zoom call. It was awesome, huh? Very good.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, so, okay, let's stay connected with, and then on Wednesday, there's another Zoom call with Commissioner and Mayor. Let's
Is
connect.
that this coming Wednesday or next Wednesday?
This Wednesday. Is this you, Janet Hickson? Say
Yes.
something. I love your photo. Where are you from, Janet?
From Davao City, but I just moved here in Virginia, so I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I have friends there that I told them to join with us. So I reached out with them. So they're also a Filipino leader.
Where in Virginia are you? You know, Janet Hickson is in Virginia.
Hi, Janet. Yes, we would love. We're gonna have some volunteers.
Let's connect.
We'll connect, and
Christian is from Virginia.
I'm from Northern Virginia. We know that we have swing state. Where are you in Virginia?
I'm in McLean.
Oh, perfect. So that's great. So we're just neighbors. So Janet would love to connect with you and try to form a group. So you know how McLean and Arlington, they're like a lot of Democrats. So we have to find each other.
At saka taga Davao man ka. Bisaya man ko ba, Janet?
Bisaya, yes, Bisaya. So I also have text some of my friends that they are from Chicago and Indiana, and also one in Los Angeles. So I was telling them to join in our group so that we will be able to,
Absolutely. And the prices are fantastic. I mean, we have the connection that we need in the White House, and at the same time, we just like to mobilize everybody, and this is good collaboration for everybody. So, Jing, maraming salamat for participating in our call, and really, really appreciate you. And thank you to Jerry for trying to strategically do all these things and just getting us together.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome, PJ. I know you're a powerful person, but I didn't know that you're so powerful that you brought Boracay in your area in Virginia.
Boracay, you brought.
You got in your background. You have the beach and the coconut tree and all that.
Virtual para medyo relax.
Magbabakasyon tayo dyan, Jing. That's my promise to you.
I know your condo.
Yan. Janet, taga Davao man ko ba? Asa man ka sa Davao?
Sa Davao City ko, sa.
Sa
Yeah.
taga Bahada man ko ba?
Pichon akong last name.
Pichon. Ay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Married name Hickson. Okay, got it. So I'm here in Virginia for a few more days. If I know where McLean is, I am in Ashburn. Oh, we should connect. Bring
Yes.
are you in the chat group? How you know?
Yeah, I know Florence. So
Florence, get my number from Florence, and we'll
okay, po.
Florence, let's get together in the next few days. How about that? And then we will.
I'm leaving Thursday.
For balik Davao?
No, balik Charlotte and then I'm there till September 8th, then come back in Virginia.
Good. But where are you voting? In Virginia?
I'm voting in Charlotte.
Okay, good. All right, no problem. So we want to activate people, get to know each other, and then organize groups of disciples working together to create activities, massive action. Right?
Yes.
And,
Thank
know,
you. So hopefully to meet, magkita ta before I leave.
Oh, sige. Contact Florence, and that's the way you could get a hold of me.
Okay, salamat. Thank you.
Jing, dagang salamat.
All right, daghang salamat.
Okay, good.
Have
See
a
you.
nice evening. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye, everybody.
I'm gonna play this song one more time. Okay, good. Good night.
Let's make America great again. Let's make America safe again. Let's make America so proud to call. Let's make America great again. Let's make America safe again. Let's make America so proud to call my home.
So may chit-chat after. Okay.
Thank you for organizing.
Asa man ka? Taga Cebu. ODI.
How do you save all these texts? Sayang, ang
Yeah, you
dami.
have to save it. How
do I save it? Yeah.
How do you save that? And because may numbers yan.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Good night.
Si May. Taga
Good night.
Diriwan si May?
Yeah.
Taga Virginia.
Good night.
Virginia ba sa si May?
Stop recording. Stop na?
Then how do we get that recording?